Oh, there we go. I think we're live. Mostly live. Looks live. Looks pretty live. Make sure my mic's good. Fantastic. It's been a month, and that goes literally. It's been a fucking month. So first of all, I hope everybody's staying safe. That's the most important thing. Washing your hands and all that other stuff. You know, being a normal, responsible adult kind of thing. But we won't get into that. But of course, as always, we only have so much time, so let's essentially dive right in. Waking underneath the branches of the formerly haunted spirit tree, the crew of the Mistress makes their way south towards a portion of the map marked as the Smuggler Hut. With Ash leading the way for the first part of their trek, the crew came upon a Mantrap, a vicious plant creature capable of luring hapless travelers into its mouth. With Iri and Rongrim seemingly affected by this odd ailment, Ash and Nyx acted quickly to chop, burn, and smite the creature into oblivion. With Iriana leading the next portion of the trek, the crew happened upon a swarm of nasty insects. These insects flew into a frenzy, hastily flew into a frenzy, biting anything in sight, while Rongrim, Ash, and Nyx were able to quickly duck into a nearby river to avoid the bites. Iriana was bitten several times over before finally joining her friends in the river, and as well as failing a Constitution saving throw, but we'll see how that goes. By late afternoon, the crew arrived upon the dilapidated remains of the aforementioned hut, seemingly abandoned save for a stray light. This light belonged to a Tabaxi native named Hummingbird, short version of the name, who was searching for her abducted sister. Together, the crew and Hummingbird searched the hidden cavern depths beneath the hut, bypassing deadly traps and felling hungry darkmantles. Let's see. While down there, they happened upon 2 additional keys, as well as a possible lead for Hummingbird's sister. Unfortunately, in the process of their investigation, Nyx had inhaled a poisonous substance that emitted from a trapped chest, ultimately affecting her senses. As the weary crew made their way back into the hut above the cavern, they quickly learned that the hut was surrounded by none other than a group of these white-maned pirates. The same pirates who had actually captured them not days ago. As the elven woman of blue skin calls out, directing you to surrender your findings in exchange for possibly your lives, how do you wish to respond? And of course, I'll take you back to that map so you guys can see that layout. Let's see. Is it popping up for you?
Yeah, I guess that my thing was looking dark.
Oh, my
But
mistake.
it looks...
Wrong map.
Okay, yeah, I was saying it. Right.
There we are. So, Rongrim, you were by the window, and you were able to see some of that group from your vantage point. And and you can hear that voice kind of like permeate from inside, permeating inside. So the question is, what would you like to do? She calls out, "We know that you're in there. It'd be best if you would surrender your goods. In exchange for your lives, of course. Do the smart thing."
Comrades, what should we do? There's a few of them out there. I don't know where to proceed.
I think you should keep them talking. I'll try to heal up the other party members. And put the archers at the windows. There's 2 doors, right? I think.
There's one door, and you should be able to see the hut. There's one door, but of course, like there's a number of windows. Some of the windows are, of course, covered by the curtains, if you remember. There are a few windows that are currently completely open. There's that broken window you initially spotted Hummingbird had made her way in, and of course the window that's open that Rongrim is peeking out of.
Okay, so I think that Iri should hold the door. You and our new friend who have ranged attack should each take one of the windows, and our drunk stabby gnome person should stab whoever tries to attack Iri, and I'll try to help wherever I can. But first, we should probably heal everybody up. So just keep them talking so I can cast a couple of heals.
We should maybe look around. Should we maybe reinforce any doors or windows? Just
Well, he said there's only one
broken
door.
One door.
We'll just hit anybody who tries to crawl through the windows.
Oh right.
And I don't see Rongrim on the map. Is he
He's
like
behind left, north?
He's in the room on this side.
Oh, there. Okay. Just out of my view.
Okay. So Rongrim, you heard Ash. So it's up to you. What do you want to do? What do you want to say?
I'll try to stall her as long as I can. And I yell out to her, "What is it you want from us?"
Oh, come now. Don't be so coy. I'm sure there are all kinds of unique little trinkets that were in that particular hut. Not to mention, I'm sure, a set of keys. Happen to catch on what I'm talking about?
You're going to have to be a little more descriptive. There were all kinds of trinkets, you could say.
Oh, a clever one. I do enjoy that.
I think my heal went off, but I'm not sure if it actually did anything to anyone.
Who do you want to direct it at?
It looks like all three of the other people are injured, so I have 3 spell slots, so I was trying to do one on each.
Okay, so who's that first one going to go to? I see it was for 10.
I think I was doing Iri.
So Iri first. So Iri, you're gonna heal 10 hit points.
Thank you.
Okay, and so then of course I just declare who each person those heals are going to go for. So if you want to cast it again.
Okay, so cast it again for I guess Nyx.
Okay. 6 hit points.
Cast again for our Tabaxi friend.
Oh, thank you. Perhaps we have a chance after all. Let's see. I shall take this window. She'll go right there.
I'm gonna advance towards the door, but not obviously hold the door until we're ready.
Okay. Why can't I delete that window? There we go. Much better. So she can see out of that. Come now, and as she's responding, you.
I think you should back up one so that somebody can hit it at an angle. Otherwise, people can't hit past you.
Come now, don't be coy. A couple of geometric shapes. There had to be one down there.
There are geometric shapes all over the place. There's a log standing right next to you. That's a circular geometric shape.
Well, I want to peek out each of the windows that are covered while he's doing them talking.
Okay. So, Ashley, while that's happening, give me a quick perception check. I see, dwarf. 18. Looking quickly peeking out a number of the windows, you can see that the bulk of them are to the north of the building, to the shack hut, and there are a few of them to the east. That's west. Essentially, like a southwest of the hut.
How many do I count?
You can see there are 2 of them.
2 to the southwest?
Yeah, and I'll open up this window for you right here so you can see.
Do I see? Do they have any tools or like axes or fire or anything like that?
Look at studying them real quickly. You see they're armed with swords as well as what looks like one of those. Let's see, hand crossbow. I remember what that was. Hand crossbow.
But no like tools that use to smash doors in or set it on fire.
Doesn't look like it.
Um,
Anyways, but back to. Come now, dwarf. Don't be coy. I'd rather not have to burn the entire building down just to get that item. See, it makes things much easier. I'll give you one last chance. Do come outside, or we'll be forced to come inside.
What can we do to ensure our safety? And what can you give us? And as I'm talking, GM, I grab my ring on my left hand, turn it 3/4 turn to the right, 2/4 turn to the or half turn to the left, and another quarter turn back to the right.
Okay, and I forget. And remind me which one that what cast that was going to be.
That's gonna be my my force like concussive thing.
Oh, okay. So like as you're doing that, you're the mostly metallic prosthetic you have begins shifting, and there's this and like beneath your and kind of like coming out from beneath the palm itself is kind of like this almost like a barrel, like a tube, but it's not. It's a little more instead of being like a straight like like a lengthy barrel. It's kind of like coned a little bit, and it begins to hum like or not hum, but there's like a soft thrum to it. Let's see. And you didn't take a long rest, so that means you have to. So you're burning a spell slot to use that again. What was that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. But anyways, but yeah. So. Oh, I see. You want to make some sort of deal. Well, how can I best put it? Oh, I see. I'm sure my friends will be a lot less stabby if we have the item we're looking for. Does that sound like a good deal for you?
You know, my friend, I've been in situations like this before, and they never ended up, how should you say, in the most advantageous situation. So, I think in this juncture, we're going to have to pass.
A shame.
But it was nice doing business with you.
Oh, I wish I could say the same. She lifts her hand, and they all begin moving forward. With that being said, go ahead and roll initiative.
My apologies, comrade. I couldn't. She's very forceful.
no, you did perfect. We had enough time to look around.
Let me see. I see Nick's initiative. I see Ashleen. I see Rongrim. Just waiting for.
Just
I don't know.
go back to the map.
I don't know if Iri had rolled yet. Actually, do I want to do that one? Yeah, I like that one. Let's go back to the. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so with everyone rolling initiative, first is going to be one of these strange-looking hounds. As it goes ahead, it's looking up like, and it's going to start darting in your direction. Let's see. Oh, that's right. It has half movement in the water. It's going to dash. That gets to right there. Now the water's not particularly high, but it's at least it's about waist high. So obviously that dog is kind of like swimming its way up there.
GM, quick question: how many people can I see? Because on screen I only have like a certain cone in terms of.
You see what you see.
Vision. Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely hear other voices though.
Right. Okay. And I'm at a window, right? Not a door.
Window, yes. So you do have cover while you're there. from ranged attacks. So you'll have a +2 to your AC while you're there.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So yeah, they are making their way up, but albeit slowly, due to that depth of water. And a lot of them are dashing as they're coming up. Let's see. He actually does have pretty good sight on you, so he's only gonna move up right here, and he's gonna pull out his hand crossbow and point it at you, Rongrim. What's your AC? Oh, doesn't matter. Natural 1. As he goes ahead and he pulls out the crossbow, and because of where he's pulling it out from his waist, it's covered like in this, like, you know, the kind of like that swampy like ichor and muck, as it just like if you ever saw Home Alone 2, where he's covered in the oil and he pulls out the gun.
Right.
Yeah, kind of like that. He's just fiddling with it. So that's a waste of his turn. Rongrim, it's your turn. You can see there are quite a few individuals coming up your way.
I'm gonna go ahead and return fire to the gentleman who shot at me.
Okay, go for it. All right, 24 to hit. As you go ahead and you level the palm weapon, or sorry, you level your palm out in that direction. All of a sudden, there's like, phew, and that concussive blast strikes him. Let's see, and he's pushed 5 feet away from you. Damn, forgot about that. Is he knocked prone to, or just he's pushed 5 feet away?
I think he's just pushed, but let me double check.
Oh no, it's in the thing. It's in the check. So the target is a creature. It's pushed up to 5 feet away. So I did copy and put it in there, so that way I wouldn't have to look it up every time. That was your action. What else you got, Rongrim?
At this point, I'm just gonna hold my position.
Okay. All right. None of those dogs. Half movement to get up there, but it had to dash just to get there. So it's gonna go ahead, use the last of his movement to get right into that door. Pushes the door open with his head, and I believe you can see it, Iri. It is ugly. In fact, Iri, it's your turn. What do you know?
Oh, hi. Let's see. I'm going to just... So this door is like a weird doorway because it's kind of long, or where is the actual door?
It's like a hallway.
Hallway. Okay.
Yeah, like a 10-foot hallway before it comes out into the actual room itself, into that main room.
Gotcha. All right. Theoretically, I moved a step forward. Would Nyx be able to still shoot over the shoulder? Or is that like?
Oh yeah.
Hallway's too narrow.
No,
Okay.
It should be fine. You're both small. It should be fine.
Should just jump. I'll be fine. Let's. Actually, let's just. I'm just gonna cast lightning lure to just pull it towards me, and then more of its friends can go behind. There.
Okay, I'm with it.
Let's
see.
see if that saves.
DC 13. And as a reminder for anyone watching, we use proficiency dice, so that means the saving throw can change. Let's see. In this case, as you go ahead and you whip the lightning lure out in its direction, just as it wraps around its body, as you yank it back in your direction, its claws dig in and scrape along the wood a little bit. It actually made the save.
Oh, is that dog so strong? Fine. Okay. Cool. All right. I'll just hang on to that for now.
Okay. Let's see. Next, another one. Gonna make their way up. And nope, no targets, so that's their turn. Ash, it is your turn. There's some kind of hound. Oh my god, I can't remember the term. The general, like some kind of like Mongol-like creature that just busts through the door. Iri tried to attack it, but no effect. What are you doing? Did I roll for? Oh, did I roll for Hummingbird? I may have not. That might be my mistake. Oh, it
Sorry,
fits,
did I have a microphone muted?
Yes.
Okay. So can I just ready an action to hit first enemy that comes within reach?
Absolutely.
Okay, I will do that then.
Okay, so ready in action for when anything gets in your range. Nyx, there's an angry-looking dog at the door. You are poisoned still, which means your attack rolls and ability checks will be at disadvantage. Yeah, Nix, you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this whole thing is like a whole lot right now. So I think I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing that Ash did. I saw what she just did. I'm like, yeah, that looks like a good idea. So I'm just gonna cross over here. In fact, maybe I'll actually perch myself on top of this desk. And also ready in action for if this thing gets closer to Iri, that I can stab it.
All right, sounds good. So Ash and Nix are both readying for anything comes in the way. Okay.
That'll be
Yep. Let's see. Sometimes I swear if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Let's see. She's gonna go ahead and you watch as Rongrim. You can see her, I believe. As she puts one hand forward and then begins drawing her hand back. Her hands are empty, but she puts one hand forward, draws the other hand back like it's an arrow, and then you watch as like this thin green line begins to appear. She's drawing it back, and when she releases it, this arrow apparates out of the air. That's going to be a target at you. And you hear her chant, second level, evocation, acid arrow, fires out in your direction. Ooh, does a 25 hit?
You know it does.
You take 11 points of acid damage as that arrow just hits you and begins burning away at your skin into your armor. Okay, and darn, she has no cover. Oh well, that's her turn. Hummingbird sees the other dog out the window and is going to fire her longbow at it. Just not her best roll, as it just sinks into the water somewhere. Let's see, and he's gonna dash to about right there, which brings it back to this hound. He's gonna hop onto the deck, and this one's just gonna run inside. It's gonna make it a bite at Iri, but Ash and Nix, you can go ahead and act. Ash first, then Nix, since you're holding your actions.
So I just...
Let's see, 11 does not hit, just misses as you go ahead and you bring the sword, you bring your great sword down, but obviously the tight quarters just hits the wall, slows it down a little bit. Go ahead, Nix, with disadvantage. With unfortunately a 6 does miss. You go ahead and you're swinging at it. So both of you are swinging at this thing, and it ducks beneath both blades. In fact, both your blades hit each other as it slides right under, and it's going to go ahead and take a bite at Iri. For 16 to hit. Which is...
I'm at 16.
So that does hit for 7 piercing damage as it runs up, bites at you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you feel... Let's see, wait. Yeah, you feel fine. Nothing affecting you further.
How much did it bite me for? Or you already got it?
Yeah, I did. I was able to take it off. Let's see. Man, that water really slows them down. That's as far as he can get. Let's see. This one, he'll just step right here. He's going to pull out his hand crossbow, fire at Hummingbird. For 10. So, just hits the window pane right by her. Oops. He was supposed to move. That was my mistake. Oh no, he can only move right there. So, same thing. Hand crossbow firing at Hummingbird, just hits the window. That +2 really helps out. Rongrim, you, before you even get to start your turn, take another 2d4 acid damage.
I'm down then.
Yep. Because the way that spell works. So you hear Rongrim's body just collapse in the other room. Let's see. This goblin hound. Oh man. It's gonna try to tumble. or not tumble. What was that? Let me see. That combat option to shove aside. With this option, a creature uses a special shove attack action, so it still has to make an attack throw or attack roll. Let's see. The attacker has disadvantage on strength athletic checks when it does so. Yeah, why not? So it's going to try to shove past you, Iri. So I need you to make... Let's see. Wait. Actually, wait. Let me double check. Let me make sure I'm reading that right. Shove aside. The attacker has disadvantage on its strength athletic checks when it does so. Got it. So it's just making a strength check at disadvantage. So you get to make a strength check as well. You get to make an athletics check, Iri. Not with disadvantage. For you, it's flat. Oof. Yep. No. Can't. It tries to push past you, but you're able to kind of use your shield and you butt it away from you. So it does not go anywhere. Speaking of which, Iriana, it is your turn. There are now 2 dogs in the hallway.
Do remind me, I have that fancy shield equipped. I don't recall what was the
the Festerwood shield. Yes.
Yes. I don't recall the actual attributes.
Oh, let me bring that up for you. Let's see. It was it in weapons or gear? Oh, here it is.
Thank you.
That's right, because technically that was an attack roll against you, and the attack roll missed. So you can use your if you want, you can use your reaction.
Sure, I will take that.
Okay, so it will make a dexterity saving throw. Oop, which is a fail. Go ahead and roll me 1d4 plus 1. For 3 points of poison damage. So as it comes by and it tries to push past you to get more so into that space, you take your shield and you swat at it, and those little glowing pustules, as they strike that creature, there's like a hiss. There's like a hiss. You can see like the skin on the actual dog itself is beginning to burn away. Let out a little yelp, but it is now officially your turn. What are you doing?
Let's see. So Rongrim is officially down.
Rongrim is down. You heard his body collapsing in the room.
Somebody should probably go make sure it's not dissolving over there.
Well, I'm gonna hold the door, so I'm gonna let you do that.
Maybe our resident doctor should go doctor on him a little bit.
Okay. I'm just gonna go give this the one in front of me a whack.
Okay, go for it. Let's see, 22 to hit, and I believe you have your sword and shield. Oh yeah, no, that's a clean hit. As you go ahead and like you just after swatting one away, you just pull back with your sword and you kind of like just this straightforward stab, like a puncture, right into the thing's neck as you yank it back out, and it sinks, hits the ground. Nyx is only proficient in medicine in real life. Iri, that's your turn, or that was your attack action. You still have your bonus action. Anything else you want to do?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Let's see, and another one moves up. That's as far as he can move, even with a dash. Actually, no, he's going to be right there. Okay, Ash, it's your turn. You heard a body collapse, and you can see one of the dogs just went down.
Okay, so I'm guessing that it'd probably be better if I went to try to look after him. I don't have any healing left, but somebody's got to go check on him. So unless Nyx, you think you'd be better at that, then should I just go over there? I think. Am I still on mute again?
Oh no, I can hear you.
Okay. Well, if Nyx doesn't have any thoughts or suggestions, or Rongrim, I don't know if you have any thoughts.
I don't know if she's had any thoughts at all right now.
I'm down, so I can't give you anything.
Oh, all right, fine. I'm gonna try to move up out of sight of whatever's there and try to help him.
Okay, give me a medicine check. Unless you have a healer's kit.
I don't think I have a healer's kit.
Let's see. In that case, yeah, give me a medicine check.
Find it. Medicine.
And Nyx, you're on deck. 16. Okay. With that, you're able to stabilize him. He's at 0 for the time being.
And I guess that's all I can do, right?
That would be your action, so you still have your bonus action or anything else.
Okay, can I ready something to hit anybody who comes in the room?
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have you at 1, but you're technically at 0, Rongrim. But anyways, Nyx,
Copy
it is,
that.
yeah, Nyx, it is your turn.
Okay, so I know the one dog went down because I can see that. So I'm gonna scooch behind Iri here, just so I can get a better idea of what's going on. And I see the other dog, and I think I'm gonna take a running leap at it.
Okay.
Something. If
For
something
sure.
comes into the windows, let us know because we can't see.
I can't really see the window either, so I think you have to tell with Hummingbird.
Yeah, and that, Hummingbird will. Yeah. Okay, Nyx, go ahead and give me an attack roll with disadvantage, obviously, at the dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, my roll 20 was like not responding for a second there. It's still being real slow.
No worries. At least we got it rolled. Let's see. And that person's on deck. The Hummingbird's on deck. Okay. Ah, it is being. Yeah, it's being incredibly slow on your end. Oh, I saw something pop up.
Did it work?
Like I think the graphics worked before the actual roll did.
I don't see anything in the chat.
Let me try again.
Yeah, because I saw the graphic pop
Real
up.
slow. Yeah, me too. What the hell? Come on.
Your computer does not like you today.
This is not. This poor thing has been responsible for all of the remote learning for my kids for the last week.
Oh man.
It probably wants to die.
It's like
It is
no
now-
more. No
Yeah.
more. Let's
It's
see.
like an Alien 3 where it's like, kill me.
Do you want me to go ahead and roll for you?
Yeah, because I just got the your connection to the server has been interrupted right now thing, so
Okay.
go.
And you're doing a short sword?
Yes, please.
You'd be able to half move it, Ash. Oh wow! It just rolled. I didn't even press it yet. I don't think I did. Yeah, that was me, and that was terrible. Both those rolls were terrible. But yeah, so you go ahead and you run up, you leap up above, and you kind of stab at it, and you just hit the floor.
Cool, and I'm right in front of it.
Yes, you are.
And cool. So that will be let me see, can I do anything else? Yeah, with my bonus action, I'm gonna disengage. I could do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then do I still have some movement that I can back away from this a little bit?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna back up behind Iri again.
Okay, so you go ahead and you stab at it, and then you just quickly roll backwards away as it goes to try to bite at you. Go ahead and move to where you want to move to.
I think I'm just gonna probably just I'm gonna go back to the thing that I was at before, next to the thing, but seeing as I still will not let me move my token, that's where I'll be in a second.
Got it. All right, I just moved it. Okay, in that case, it's gonna be Yana's turn. She cannot see anybody else in the window. Moves up a little more. Come out, wherever you are. 15 feet, and you see her begin kind of prepping a cast for something, but you don't see. But she doesn't quite complete it. Let's see. Hummingbird is going to go ahead and tough call. Okay, she'll just okay. Instead of moving, she's gonna call out. I have something for you. I have something for your friend to help him. but I'm quite busy at the moment. And she's like pulling out another arrow and firing. It is on my belt. Let's see. Hits for 5 piercing damage. Because an arrow actually does hit that guy. Wait, doesn't she get... Actually, let me double check. I completely forgot. Because of her thing, she gets 2 ranged attacks. That's stupid of me. Gotta remember to too many NPCs, so that was my mistake. Another attack for another 5 piercing damage. Let's see. He's gonna come up, hand crossbow at Hummingbird. Nope. Just hits the window pane. He didn't make it. As this one is gonna go ahead, use an action to attack the window. Yep, you hear the glass break inside as he's gonna go ahead and squeeze in there. Let's see, and this one, same thing, hand crossbow at Hummingbird. Even with the bonus, that does hit for 3 piercing damage. Yes, he's gonna go ahead and come up here. And hand crossbow, can't see anybody else. Just hits the window pane. Same with this one. He doesn't see anybody. He's going to use up his movement just to get right there, but he has to dash to get up on there. So, comes into the window, steps over Rongrim. But that's his turn. Actually, no, because I don't want to... He's still right there, but, you know, I don't want to... I will be able to see Rongrim's character. Rongrim, you don't have to... You're currently unconscious, but you don't have to make any death saving throws, so you're stabilized at the moment.
Roger that.
Let's see. This one's going to come up, and it's going to try to make a bite at you, Iri. With a 10 to hit. With advantage, it would have been 24, or been a natural 20, but 10 to hit, as it reaches up to bite at you, just misses. Which brings it back to your turn. And obviously, if you want, you can use your reaction. I believe you can use it every reaction. So, because it's been your turn since, so you technically could use your reaction to use that a technique again.
Sure thing, because they deserve it.
Because why not? Dexterity save. 22 on that one. So you go to swat at it, just ducks underneath. Iri, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's. The X is just it's the dead body of the other one, right? So okay. Cool.
Yes, yes.
And who's the guy in front of me? It's not the elven woman. It's like way back out on the grass.
That is another pirate.
That is a pirate. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does he
Generic
have
pirate number 4.
Generic pirate number 4. We'll call him Tony. That's the first name that popped in my head. It wasn't like, yeah, it was just the name I picked. So but go ahead, Iri. What do you got?
Does he have any ranged weapons? Just curious.
You heard like clicks of like ranged weapons, like hand crossbows being fired outside.
Okay, let me double check something really quick. Alright, I'm just gonna go.
What do you got?
Just thinking. 1 second.
No
It's
pressure.
Too far. A little too far. I'm just gonna whack at the thing. 'Cause
Okay.
It looks like he's a little too far for anything.
Okay.
And I'm trying to. Hold on. Clicking and things aren't happening.
Oh, you're on your ruler.
God damn it. Sorry.
It's the number one go-to thing for these kind of things.
Alright, just whack at this dog.
Okay. with a 20 to hit, definitely for 9 slashing damage. Same thing, as it comes up to bite you, you swat at it, it ducks just in time, and while its head is ducked down, you just bring your sword around it with a quick loop. Its head just lops off. 2 dead dogs just stacked right there in front of you.
Nice. You've got one coming in the window, though.
Yes. Several dogs coming up.
Alright, anything else for your turn, Iri? The door is currently open. Okay. He's gonna move right there. And that guy's gonna get right there. He should be able to... No, wait, that was a squeeze. So, he'll be right here. He's gonna fire a hand crossbow at you, Nyx. With a 3. So it just hits the wall, like right by you, and you immediately turn your head. You can see there's people coming through the window. Ash, it is your turn.
Okay, I guess I can't really do much, because if I go past the guy, I'll get attacked, right? So I might as well just hit this guy.
Your call.
Go through him, not around him.
Let's see, 12 definitely hits. They don't have a not high AC. As he goes in, he steps right over. He begins bringing his sword up your direction. You're quicker as you bring your great sword right into his midsection, slice right through, goes down.
Alright, I guess that's all I can do, right? Because I don't have any other actions.
Well, you still have your bonus action. You can still move. Okay. Let's see. Nyx, it is your turn. There are 2 people coming through. Oh, what's up?
Oh, if I can still move, I mean, can I hit the guy and then pick up Rongrim and move?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, well in that case, I would like to hit him, grab Rongrim, and then how far can I move?
Half movement. But remember, you are over encumbered, so I think your move is at 25, so you can move with Rongrim about 10 feet.
Which is what, like 2 squares?
Yes.
Alright, so I guess I might as well pick up Rongrim, and 10 feet is like here, right?
Yeah, so you can pull him, you can pull Rongrim to about right here.
Okay.
I mean, there are a couple pirates right there, but you know.
Yeah, and you do notice as you're trying to pull Rongrim, there are 2 pirates right there.
Okay. Not sure if that's the best option or not, but...
It's up to you. I mean, I can, if you want to move it back, it's up to you.
Can I move into the corner next to the pirates, or is that too far?
Right here?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, if you're moving diagonals. But that's your turn. Nyx, you are up. There are pirates coming in from behind you. Pirates coming in from the Caribbean.
Hey, yo, Iri. We got some trouble over here on the port bow. So I'm gonna make my way over towards the one who's closest to me. Who is it? This one here who shot at me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to him and take a slash at him with my
Short sword.
with my
dagger?
short sword. Yes.
Okay.
Since I'm standing next to him, does that help her any?
It does in the sense that it helps her with sneak attack. 21 is the disadvantage. That definitely does hit. Does some and sneak attack damage for 9 points of damage as you dash up, reach underneath him, and you stab up at him. You do get him pretty well. He is starting to bleed, but he's still standing.
Oh, thank God she still remembers which end of the dagger to hold.
And with that, I am clearly like not all there, but I do have at least enough sense that I'm not all there. So I'm gonna disengage again, and I'm gonna kind of take a big step back, kind of jump over this, and land next to Iri here.
Got it. Oh, just had to restart my tab real fast. For some reason, my page crashed. Cause yay! But anyways, don't worry about it.
EOT for me.
All right. While that is loading up, she's not gonna go inside just yet. But she wasted that cast because she thought someone was gonna get in range, so that sucks. And she looks to everyone else. Well, what are you waiting for? You know what? No, yeah, because she doesn't want to go inside and get her hands dirty. And Hummingbird's going to continue firing out the window. First attack, 19. That does get that one. And she's going to make a second longbow attack. Another one nearby. Nope, that one is a miss. It's just bolt hits right into the water. Let's see, going on to the next one. Oh, that's weird. I feel like Roll20 is just acting up for me altogether. You see, Roll20 pushed an update recently, and whenever that happens, God bless them. That's for sure. But whenever that happens, we're usually trying to figure out what went wrong, and that's. Anyways, let's see. So this one is going to go ahead. He doesn't want to get hit by an arrow. He can let's see. It's double movement to there, so you can probably just get about here. He's going to fire his hand crossbow at you, Iri. We can't get close enough just yet. Which is a 10. As it fires, you just bring up your shield and you quickly just catch that bolt. Let's see. This one's going to head this way and use his cutlass. Brings out his cutlass, slashes at Nyx. For 20 to hit.
Yeah, that.
You take 6 slashing damage.
Okay.
He's no longer with us. Let's see. This one can't get in the door. He doesn't want to pile up, so he's going to fire hand crossbow at Hummingbird. And just hits the window. That +2 to AC can't help. Rongrim, you're chilling, buddy. Sorry, man. Let's see. That dog is gone. Iri, it is your turn.
I need to add another body to this pile.
Hey, quick question. If somebody leaves your threat zone, you get an attack of opportunity on them, right?
If they leave your threat range, if they leave your reach, yes.
So if she used her lightning lure and pulled the pirate next to me out of my range, would I get a whack on him as he left?
Unfortunately not, because because you have to. It's one of those things where you have to actually move in that direction. A push or a pull, unfortunately, is not one of those things.
Darn it. Well, okay.
Trust me, I used to do that all the time. Like. So if I push this guy, it doesn't count, unfortunately. But anyways, but Iri, yes, if you do say that, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of intimidation factor as this guy does step through, and there are 2 dead dogs stacked on top of each other, and he's there's a hesitation shit. But what do you wish to do?
I wish to pull him closer to me.
Oh, okay. Go lightning lure, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, this time it's a 14. It's a strength save. As you reach out, wrap around him, and you yank him in your direction. Oh, I gotta put him on top. You yank him in your direction. He takes 1 point of lightning damage. He's "Ugh!" But he's now directly in front of you.
Alright, I'm good for now.
Okay. Let's see. This guy's gonna go ahead. He brings his cutlass. Takes a quick swing at you, Ash. For nope. As you go ahead, he swings up. You effortlessly just pull your greatsword up and just clangs off of that. Oh man, that's bad timing. It is your turn.
All right, I will hit him.
Oh yeah, just after it hits off of that, you use that momentum, swing it around overhead, clean cut right into his clavicle.
Okay, and then I have to take 10 feet of movement, right, with Rongrim?
Yes.
Okay, so is that 10 feet?
That's with Rongrim. So you can bring him 1, and where else do you want to? Where do you want to move to? I guess is the question.
I'm trying to move towards Hummingbird. So.
I see.
But I don't think I can move into the same space Iri's in, right?
No. If she was a halfling, but that's a different thing.
So is this as farthest I can go?
Technically speaking, yes, unless you want to go all the way around. You can
I don't
also
think I
if
have
you-
enough movement
if you-
to go that
if you-
far, right?
If you want, you can. If you're trying to get Rongrim there, I can say you can push him. You can push him right there for now.
Okay, that works too.
Okay.
I just thinking. I mean, next move I can move through Iri, right? I just can't stop in the
Affirmative.
space. Okay, so
If-
that's what I'm thinking
if-
in my. Go ahead.
Sorry. If Ash is where she's at right now, does that still give me a sneak attack on the guy who just shot at me?
It does. Yes.
Okay,
Just wondering.
and
Just stay there.
all right, I'll just stay here then.
Okay.
I'll
Now.
get shot, but okay.
Okay. And it was your action attack. Okay. So then it moves on to. Oh, sorry, Nix. I did not mean to skip your turn. Going through the wave. But Nix, it's your turn. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a swipe at the bastard that just shot at me.
Okay.
The hell does he think he is?
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll, of course, with disadvantage. 9. As you go ahead and you're like, hey! And you go ahead and you quickly reach up and stab at him, but you kind of move just 2 inches to the right. It's not a good strike, and the guy takes advantage of that and just swats the little blade away.
Okay. Same as disarming for is it
What's that?
sleight of hand check for like trying to like swipe his like disarm him or anything like that, or would that be an action? Or I'm just curious because I have like that fast.
Let's see. Let's take a look, because I know you can interact with items, but let's take a quick look. Disarm. A creature can use a weapon to attack. A weapon attack to knock a weapon out of someone else's hand. Or a grass attacker can make an attack roll contested by the target's strength. So yeah, it would be an action. It'd be one of your attack actions to do so.
Okay. And I guess doing, and I'm just wondering if there's anything I can like do to him to like screw him up for the next round, like pants him or something like that that would count as a bonus action sleight of hand check or use an object or something.
Right. Let me put fast hands in the chat so I can see that. You can use your bonus action granted by your cunning action to make a sleight of hand check, thieves' tools, pick something, or take to take and use an object. Oh wait, hold on. Trap. You know what? That sounds pretty cool. Because rule of cool here. Sure. Why don't you go ahead and make a sleight of hand check? Because you're trying to disarm him, right?
Yeah, that would be my first choice.
Okay. Sure. Why not? Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Because normally it's like a contested thing, but let's see if you can like kind of slip your hands through it. You go ahead and you try to reach for his weapon, and he just like as it like a little kid who's reaching up for your food. You just kind of like, hey, no, like just a little no, don't do that.
All right, that's it then.
Okay.
I think.
I mean, it would have been cool, but
Yeah. But probably better than the natural one. What would have happened with the natural one if I had tried to pull his pants down?
oh yeah, no, oh yeah, nope, I won't. Let's not use our imagination on that one. So,
EOT that.
oh man, she looking kind of like scanning this surrounding. Damn. She is gonna go ahead and cast, because this is not going her way at all. Where is it? Is it right here? Ah, it won't let me do it. Oh well, I'll use this one. Oh, now it lets me do it. So there we go. So she's gonna go ahead and she kind of like moves her hands, and you watch as the water around you begin to like coalesce into like a fog and then move through. And as she says that, looks like this game is over. Everyone pull out. And she's gonna go ahead and start making her way back. So she goes ahead and she casts Fog Cloud into that space. Oh my god, what was the name? How's that go? It's... Oh, Conjuration. So there's that little incantation. First level, Conjuration, Fog Cloud. There we go. And for flavor, you know, because it's cool. The fog begins like permeating into the actual space itself. And that's her turn. Hummingbird can't see a target. She knows there was someone outside, so she'll take an attack with disadvantage. Oh wow, even with disadvantage, she got a 13. I mean, it was a natural 20, but the other one was a 13, which is just enough to hit one of these pirates. Let's see. This guy is going to disengage from you, Iriana. Move there, and then he's going to move through the swamp to right there. So he's making his way out of there. This guy, he heard that, disengaging, climbed through the window. This cost him movement, and he's going to dash to over here. Same thing. Dash.
Do we get to hit him while he goes by, or no?
He disengaged, so no. Disengaging, like you essentially give up your action to dedicate to defense. There are certain abilities that bypass that, but
And he can
Does
move
that
through the
apply to
window in
both
one
people
move.
within range?
what's that?
Sorry, go ahead. Ash's question first.
Oh, I was just wondering because I thought those windows were small enough that it would take a little bit of effort to climb through them.
It's a
You can just
squeeze.
tumble.
It's a squeeze, so he uses a double movement to get through it. Let's see, Rongrim still chilling. So you're like Rongrim, you're like in and out of like consciousness. You're just like kind of in this daze, like just what, like what's what. Iriana, you heard footsteps. Someone like made a mad dash out of that space. But you're also in this dense fog.
So I see nothing, basically.
Yeah, all you see is like kind of like the faint outline of somebody until like it fades out. Like you can see, so you can like see like outlines of people in here. The silhouette, sorry.
Am I able to actually target these silhouettes, just like blindly reach towards them, or no?
In normal circumstances, yes, but with them, actually, technically, you actually cannot make opportunity attacks against. Oh no, it's not. That's blindness. That's blindness. Sorry, this is heavily obscured, not blindness. Technically, you could, but they disengaged, so they used up all their. So technically, like for flavor, you just go ahead and you quickly swing out, but they're getting away.
Okay. All right. Well, if I literally can't do anything, then but it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the magic of disengage. It works for you, but it also works for them. Let's see. Nope, he didn't make it. Ash, it is your turn. You can. You're in this thick fog that is permeated into the space, and you can hear. You heard Yana call out, and everyone begins making their way out.
Okay, so if I can't see anybody around me, my priority is trying to get to Rongrim to the Tabaxi so I can get Rongrim on his feet. So I'm gonna move as far as I can here, because she's in here somewhere, right?
Right.
So, all right, so I'm gonna move in here, and then I'm gonna try to get whatever it is she mentioned, something on her belt, like a potion or something, and try to get.
Yeah.
Rongrim.
Unfortunately, as you come into the room, like you see like her silhouette and outline, but looking at her belt, all you see is just kind of like the outline. As you go ahead and reach out for the belt, you grab onto her tail, like excuse you.
Apologies.
This one is embarrassed.
So I guess there's nothing else I can do. I'll
At this time, I mean, there's things you can do, but obviously there's a limited scope due to the the fog and everything that's happening around you.
Does Rongrim have a crossbow I can shoot at this guy I can barely see?
Sure. I'd say it's a free. If you want, you can use a free action to go ahead and because Rongrim's crossbow. It's a light crossbow, right? So it's like across your back.
Wasn't it hooked onto my, no, yeah, it is.
Yeah, because you had something else on your arm. So you grab the light crossbow. I'd say free action to pick it up. If you want to go ahead and make a quick attack roll with disadvantage.
Okay. Attack roll with disadvantage. Should I just roll a regular attack?
Yes, and add whatever your dex modifier is. So
All right, I'll
D20,
just-
add your dex.
D20 plus dex. I feel like that was what Rongrim would want to do, is shoot at somebody who's running away. So I have dex is +1, so that's D20 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... Works.
Let's see. And I would say roll a d4 because you are proficient, but that wouldn't be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Is it just you just fire in the air, and you see the bolt just kind of disappear away from you. It was a good effort, though. Let's see. Anything else your turn?
I think that's it, right?
Okay. Nyx, there's fog everywhere.
All right, so presumably I was able to at least see this guy kind of turn and make his way back towards the window from whence he came. And
Yes.
all I'm going to do is go, yeah, that's right, shit stain, you better run. And that's about it.
It's so bitey for like someone like so short. Let's see. They're gonna move there, and yep. Hummingbird is gonna try to make an attack at disadvantage. 2 attacks at disadvantage. Well, actually, yeah. One of those attacks did hit. Goes, you hear like in the distance, ah! Let's see, and he is gone. He dashes through the bog. Same with this one. Dashes through the bog. Gonna get out of there. This one, same thing. Dashes out of the bog. And I believe, well, it doesn't take us out of combat yet. Rongrim is still knocked out, but for the sake of brevity, after about a minute, a little less than a minute at this point, actually, the fog disappears, and afterwards you can kind of see that the immediate space around you, outside of the bodies that are now of course piled up around, are gone. What would you like to do? Rongrim is unconscious, but there are several other bodies that are essentially bleeding out in this space. Your Hummingbird. Much better. Oh! She reaches for her belt. I was meaning to save these, but given the circumstance, it is well deserved. And she hands you this what looks like essentially like a water skin, but it's like just a little pouch, like a small pouch water skin. This will heal your friend, the dwarf.
Do we want to use those, or we could take a short rest here too and save them? I mean, since we're not in an emergency, can I search the body, see if they have any healing stuff on them? And can we bring Rongrim back up with just medicine checks? I'm not quite sure how all this works.
So Rongrim, go ahead and roll me a 1d4. So with Rongrim being unconscious, Rongrim would be unconscious for anywhere between 1 to 4 hours. But you have no... Actually, Rongrim, don't roll me a 1d4. Sorry. Because you don't know how many hours that he is unconscious. So I will roll that. Okay. So you just know that for meta's sake, he's unconscious for 1d4 hours. He can wake up in 1 hour, he can wake up in 4 hours. It's all dependent on how the roll goes. Outside of that, you have to just either wait or just bring him up. But yeah, you can definitely take a short rest if you want to hunker down and try to recover.
Well, it seems like if we're going to do that, it might be better to have him take the short rest with us. So maybe give him one dose to bring him up, because I think he can probably also heal himself a bit too once we get him up.
Right, so you can definitely do that. In that case, if Ash, you're going to give him that, roll 2d4 plus 2.
Who's rolling the 2d4 plus 2?
Ash.
Well, that sucks.
It's better than being unconscious, because it was unconscious for 2 hours. That's how much it was. That's how much I rolled. But Rongrim, you go ahead. You slip that into his mouth, and a moment goes by, and he's like breathing normally again.
What did I miss?
Not much, just a little fight. You feeling okay there?
Did we win?
More or less. We didn't lose, but we don't have as many heads as I was hoping.
Then I'm feeling fantastic.
I'm glad to hear it.
Can I search the bodies?
Sure. Give me an investigation check with disadvantage.
We'll search too, because I think that in her state she's probably gonna miss everything.
I think I'll help too because I'm like, yeah, she's just not good right
Oh,
now.
holy shit! While you guys are like, well, let
Oh,
let
she's
us help you. Let us help you. Nyx is like I'm pretty good at this. Like, I'm not good at a lot of things, but this thing I'm pretty fucking good at. So
Blair.
so good. But it's a little funny. Like just 26 disadvantage, still 26. So searching through, a number of them have each of them have a hand crossbow. They all have a cutlass, but aside from that, between them, they also have. Let's see. One of them has a coin purse with 20 steel pence. If you want to write that down.
Nice. Okay.
I'm actually just gonna like pretty much just hand that out immediately to the four of us.
Okay, 20 steel pens, so if you want to break it up. You find a block of insect repellent.
Well, we
That would-
might need this later.
That would have been useful, I know. So, a block of insect repellent. A bronze miniature of a castle trapped in the coils of a fell serpent.
What is it again?
I'll write that out for you.
And then how many dead people?
Let's see. There are 3 dead pirates and 2 dogs.
So we have 3 little crossbows and 3 cutlasses.
Yes. Let's see. So that's what it was. A bronze miniature of a castle trapped in the coils of a felled serpent. And let's see. You find a painted clay urn containing 8 tolls. But that's all you find between all of them.
Gonna hand out the tolls immediately.
Okay. So there'll be 2 tolls for each of you.
And we still need to do a accounting last time, I guess, for whatever we got there.
Right.
Whenever, maybe afterwards.
Of course. Perhaps now would be a good time for each of us to take a quick breather. I will keep my eye on the window, just in case any of them decide to come back.
That sounds great. So are we gonna take a short rest then, or a long rest, or
It's
what do you
completely
people want?
that's completely up to you.
What time is it? It's
It
like-
would be probably, given how long you guys have been down there, I'd say you're probably on the cusp of about 5, in between like 5 to 6.
Okay, so the question is, do we want to sit here in case, because they might come back, or do we want to take a short rest and then move on, or do we want to try to move on immediately? I feel we should probably rest at least somewhat.
I think we all need a rest, but I am also worried about these guys coming back. But I still kind of gesture like generous, like kind of just wave a hand in front of my head, like I'm just still, not really feeling all that hot.
Well, depends on how heavy is. Well, Rongrim's awake, so we don't have to drag him, right? So okay.
Yeah. Remember, you can only benefit from a long rest once every 24 hours. So, and it's definitely less than 24 hours since your first long rest, since your most recent long rest.
Well, they might come back. That's true. So, do you want to I don't know, walk a little bit of ways, and then take a short rest, or?
It might be a good idea, but I don't want anybody to stumble across anything bad in the meantime and get knocked out again.
True.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Probably best to get a short rest, because then we can at least recover somewhat and get some spell slots back.
Yeah, let's just maybe just chill here. I mean, put some guards up. Hummingbird volunteered to keep watch.
Okay. Don't worry. I shall cover for you. Get some rest. You deserve it. But anything too long would be ill-advised, in my personal opinion. So for anyone who does want to take a short rest, go ahead and spin up any hit dice. So go ahead and roll hit dice. And of course, remember as you roll hit dice, subtract the used hit dice from your character sheet. Let's see. And remember, like, what was it? So you get half your spent hit dice back on a long rest, but my system automatically takes care of that.
Okay, so how do I roll? It says I got 3 hit dice. Do I just roll 3d10?
Is that how much you want? If you want to spend all of them, sure. But you're at 8. You're like 18 out of 22 hit points, so you can.
How does hit dice work then?
Oh, so hit dice is like your pool of health. So essentially, you can roll between the. You can roll essentially those hit dice for your health. So in fact, I just want to take a quick look at your sheet. So as a paladin, you have you use D10s for hit dice. You can choose to spend 1 or 3 of those hit dice, and when they're spent, they're essentially spent. But when you take a long rest, you get half of those hit dice back. So you can so for you right now, it's like if you felt like 18 out of 22, I'm not so bad on hit points, but if you were like closer, like maybe like Rongrim might want to spend up more. So I think like Rongrim spent 1 hit dice right now to recover 6 hit points. Go ahead and give yourself back 6 hit points, by the way, Rongrim.
So if I roll like a 1d10, I get half of whatever I roll.
Oh no. No, whatever you roll is what you get back. But remember, like you have a finite amount of hit dice. You have 4 hit dice. Let's say you spend 2 of those hit dice to recover some hit points now. That's fine. But the next time you take a long rest, you won't get all of those back. The idea is like it creates a resource in regards to how many short rests you can take in a day, if that makes sense.
I think so. So if I roll 1 hit dice now just to top off my health,
Mm-hmm.
then next time we take a long rest, I'll get that die back, and I'll just basically where I'm at now. Is that right?
In theory, yes. For you would get at least 1 back. So, like I said, sometimes some days you'll spend more hit dice, some days you'll spend less hit dice.
Okay. Well, we'll probably want to go back to town and rest there. So it seems like, I like some advice from the other more experienced people, but it seems like it seems like it's better to heal up just in case, since I'm spending a resource that's already full. Suggestions from the rest of you?
Let's see. Nix, you spent 2 hit dice. I'm just double checking.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hear Ash kind of speak up in this regard. Like, if you guys are going to stay here for the night or head back to town for the night. Well, tell me anybody can pick up an answer. Well, whatever you decide, Hummingbird is definitely going to pick back up on this trail, if you don't mind. Hummingbird is quite appreciative of what you have done, but
I think it might be in our best interest to stay together.
Of course. Let's see. So yeah, you should be back at full hit points.
I put too many.
So,
I think
so
you had your Constitution modifier as well.
Yeah. Oh, but it was more than enough. So Ash, can you see on your sheet? You see your current hit points, and if you go down a little bit, you see hit dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what that is.
Okay. All right. Well, we did our short rest, right? So, do we get anything else back? I don't think we get any spell slots or anything back unless we do a long rest.
Correct.
I assume this poison is still in my system until that time as well.
Oh, you spent an hour doing that? The poison is out of your system. The poison only lasts for an hour.
Thank God.
Thank the gods.
Do you remember anything?
We should probably then split ways with Hummingbird and Godspeed to her, and hopefully we meet again. And meanwhile, we should probably start making our way back to base camp. What does the rest of you think?
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, I definitely wish you the absolute best and hope you fare well in this swamp until we meet again. And she, instead of going out the door, slips out the window because cats don't follow rules. Okay, so I will put you guys back on the map. So where did you want to go? And I'm using the map obviously as a reference for you, so we can kind of get some bearing. So right at this time, it's about, after the long rest, it's about like kind of 6 going into 7, so like probably about 6:30ish at night, in the evening. Sorry. Does anybody have a base camp? Your camp is over here. The Bullywug Village is over here. And obviously you have a few other markers on the map that you have discovered for the time being. Where would you like to go? We'll set a bearing and then we'll... So what we'll do for now is we'll set a bearing and we'll take a quick break.
Well, I think, let's see. So if we head back to the camp, it's going to take us a while, but I feel like we should at least move away from the hut a little bit, and then you said we can't take a long rest until what time?
The idea is like, so you're not abusing long rest. So it's like essentially it's like 24 hour. You only benefit from one long rest 24 hours. You can take a long rest, but you don't get the benefits of a long rest if it's if you take more than one in 24 hours.
So there's really no point.
Exactly, it's kind of a moot thing.
Well, we can't do anything else until we have some resources back, it feels like. So we should probably head off a little bit to try to... I think we should progress as slowly and carefully as we can back to the base camp for the time being. That would be my suggestion.
So remember, if you guys do decide... Because remember, there's the 3 paces. The fast, steady, and slow. Fast pace, obviously, you get there faster. You can get somewhere faster, but obviously you take some disadvantage to your, or so you take some penalties to your skill checks. Steady pace, obviously no penalties, but no penalties, but you're moving a little faster than slow. Slow, obviously it'll take you longer, but you gain the benefit of being able to move stealthily, and additionally you also gain the benefit of having a bonus to those, or you lower the difficulty of those skill checks while you're traveling. Make sense?
Yeah. So I think we just might as well go with the slowest pace, since we don't really have much in the way of resources to fight anything at this point.
Okay. And you guys are gonna, and the plan is just so I'm aware, you guys are gonna be heading back to the camp, party camp.
I think we should go back to the camp, since we're kind of spent at this point, and then go to the altar.
Okay. All right. In that case, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. I guess you guys will have to decide who's going to be doing what checks when that time comes. But yeah, I will see everybody back in a second. Go get your refreshments and all that other fun stuff. Be back.
DM, I got a quick question for you when we come back.
Of course. Wait, nope, because the mic was on mute. How about that? Now I'm back, and we're back. So picking up where we left off. So I believe you were going to be setting out on a destination, or sorry, you were planning on heading out toward the base camp, your base camp, for the Emrain Marsh. I know a couple of you had some questions as we were getting out of, going into break. So, sorry, what was the questions from before?
Whether there was any a significance to the little trinket that I found, if it was like a reference to a historical event or something, or if it was just like a little knickknack.
Oh, yes. Let's see. And just so I can remind myself, the bronze miniature with the trap castle and the coils of the fell serpent. Go ahead and give me a history check. Oh, 18. Sorry, I did not see that. I don't know why it didn't pop up my thing right away. I'm blind. 18. Looking at it, you realize that it's not so much an item with historical significance, but you are aware of these items that are loosely referred to as relics. Essentially, these items that are magical in nature that have a one-time use. Study up on this one, it's like, oh, you know what? This particular thing actually, when used, summons a snake, or a serpent of some kind, a rather large serpent, to be exact. Once it's used, it's gone.
Like it just disappears.
Yes, the item once it's used, it disappears. But you'd be able to essentially summon what's called a felled serpent, which will you believe it's large, at least given the iconography of like looking at it and like it wrapping around this castle, this miniature castle. Once this thing is summoned, the item disappears. It crumbles away to dust. But who knows? Might be a nice little nifty item for you.
Gonna keep this for a rainy day.
Yeah, and you can put it as your inventory as the felled serpent. So, if no one else has any other questions, just to be sure, who will be leading the first part of the trek?
I'll do it. I'm feeling better.
You do definitely feel better. Okay, then what would you like to do to go ahead and make your... what kind of check do you feel like would work for you?
I think I'm gonna use a acrobatics check to kind of like scope the lay of the land and like path find.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. Whew, 21. So, once again, like with your essential nimbleness, you kind of once again kind of leading the party, doing this whole pathfinding element. You're able to steer away from any the denser elements of the actual bog itself, helping with actually cutting down time. You're not like, oh, we got to stop and work our way all the way around these trees or snake our way around. You're more so slipping your way through. I was going to say forcing, but slipping your way through these denser pockets. And that's, let's see, you guys moving at a slow pace. So it's still that. So that's about 3 hours for you. That's about 3 hours worth of travel. So you're pushing into about, let's say I said it was, I think 6:30, 7:30, right? 6:30. It was like 6:30. So now it's into 9:30 in the evening. It is now nighttime. Who wants to lead the next trek?
I shall take the next leg of the trip.
Okay. Someone said they're still seeing the hut. Let's see. How about now? Did I fix that?
Still seeing it.
Oh, you might have to refresh. Is anybody else seeing the hut, or are they seeing the map?
I see the map.
I see the map.
See the map.
Okay.
Refreshing.
Okay. So Rongrim, what would you like to do?
Just do a perception check for any traps or any well, maybe not necessarily traps, but more so just like a clear pathway that we can use to get toward this.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check. A 10. Fortunately, because you are traveling at a slower pace, the difficulty is lower. So, as you are making your way through the swamp, you're able to kind of pick out those particular locations, pick out those routes that you feel work out better, but at the same time keeping an eye on the general group's back. Make sure nothing is getting too close to you. In fact, at one point you do spy these rather hulking humanoids, probably around 6 to 7 feet tall. This greenish skin. They're wearing this this dark, kind of like this darkened armor. as they and like there's a group of them, like a hunting party, and you just nearly bypass them, and you watch as they have like these kind of like this exchange. I'm not sure what languages you speak, but I'm confident no one speaks this particular language. As they're kind of going, they have like this exchange as they're going back and forth between each other, and like then they continue on deeper into the swamp in a different direction. But that moves you.
Would we be able to do something like a history check to try to decipher the language?
A history check to decipher the language? Tell you what, yeah. Why don't you give me a flat intelligence check, Rongrim? Okay, you don't recognize them per se, but given the description, you have heard of them. They are known as I hope I'm not butchering the pronunciation of this, as was it Coalinth? They are essentially an offshoot of hobgoblins. And usually hobgoblins are rather aggressive by nature. These are an offshoot of them. They're a little more aquatic based. So sharing that similarity, like, with essentially their ancestors, that they can be rather aggressive to anyone who's not their kind. They are technically, and you quickly assume the language they're speaking, because they speak, they're like in the goblin family. They are speaking goblinoid or goblin. But that's your check. Who wants to follow up? I have Nix and Ash. Or sorry, Iri and Ash. Blah.
I'm going to take. Oh no. Let's go Rambo our way through the jungle.
You talking to me?
No, I was just asking you to mute.
I was on mute, I thought. I unmuted just to talk.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, can we
so you want kind of like chop your way through, like Rambo chop your way through?
Yeah, I'll just do the athletics check.
Sure.
In case.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. Yeah, so like you when you're taking the lead, you're literally cutting your way through with your long sword, just cutting down any low-hanging branches, any of the tall grass, avoiding dangerous waters in this particular sense, or kind of bypassing parts of the swamp that are a little unwelcoming, I guess is the best word to put for that. But also, let's see, I said it was 9:30, so another 3 hours would put it at 12:30. So now you are pushing at about like in the wee hours of the morning. So it is definitely later on in the evening. At some point, you are definitely past that threshold where if you did want to take a long rest, you can, or you can wait until you guys get back to camp. Obviously, and a quick reminder, setting up camp or a long rest in the wilderness versus at your base camp, there's a higher probability of random encounters outside of the base camp versus resting at the base camp. So it's up to you how you guys want to go about that.
Question: why are we going south and just going straight across?
Let's see. Well, I'd say the only reason I'd say it because it's like a pond. Like because you guys do bypass it. There is a pond there. In fact, just so I can.
Yeah, it just seems like we went around the north end of the pond. Wouldn't it be shorter? Because we started at the hut, so it seems like it's if we just go straight east.
Let's see. You might be right.
All right.
I might have. Oh, you know what? You're absolutely right. That's my mistake. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you know? So yeah, you're absolutely right. That's my mistake. So in that case, the only person who hasn't gone yet before it has to start over again is Ash. So you feel like you're pretty close to camp. What would you like to do for the rest of the way? How
Well,
would you
given
like
all
to
my
help?
other checks haven't worked very well, can I roll like an intimidate check? Like intimidate the jungle, like smolder at it, like what's his name in Jumanji?
You can certainly try. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
This is the rest of you. This is your last chance to speak up before I do this.
Godspeed.
All right. Well,
Good luck
being
with
the
you, my friend.
all right.
8. You take this moment. You roar at the it's like hey, jungle. I'm in charge. I'm the king now. I'm King Kong. And you feel like you were doing pretty well. You feel pretty intimidating. Okay. All right. So you feel pretty intimidating, and you go ahead. You're like, yeah, hell yeah, and you go ahead and take a step forward. And that first step you take after like having this moment, you all watch as Ash immediately sinks. Let's see. That's sinks 2 feet just immediately, just. And Ash, you're realizing it's really hard to move all of a sudden, at least your legs. Looking down, you can see that the mud is much softer and there's a slight discoloration to the area around you. Ash, you are beginning to sink into quicksand. What are you guys doing?
I'll take my rope, since I have a rope, and throw the other end to the people on the dry land and ask them to pull me out.
Okay. Who's gonna try to pull?
Can we all pull and then or I guess maybe one person, the strongest person, can roll and we can help and they can roll with advantage?
Sure. Oh my god, that was a low roll because when you threw the rope, it pushes you in further because every time you have an action, you sink further. You're at 3 feet right now, so yeah. So I'd say who wants to helm this? Who wants to helm the strength check and with advantage?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna wrap the rope around my arm, make sure I don't drop it or anything, tie it around my waist or something,
Okay.
or under my arms or whatever. So I can't drop the rope, basically.
Gotcha. Iriana, go ahead and give me a strength check. Or yeah, strength check, flat strength. Oh no, sorry, strength check with advantage.
Oh.
Easy enough, super easy, because Ash did not sink as far as I wanted to. Like I can't believe I rolled only up to you only sank 3 feet as like after you get the rope around you, Iri kind of helming this, and Iri kind of gets up to the front as Rongrim and Nick get behind her. She goes, ready, pull! And with Iri leading that, you're easily able to yank Ash out of that quicksand.
Well, that went well. I'll clean myself up with prestidigitation and thank them and coil my rope back up.
Other than that, oh yeah, that swamp is super intimidated.
I guess you weren't as good looking as you thought.
Let's see, but with that, that's funny. Anyways, but with that, you guys are able to, your group is able to return back to base camp. You can see, like, as you're approaching, you can see there's that there's kind of that pillar of smoke as you're kind of getting closer. You can kind of see, like, even in this evening, there's a campfire. There's a campfire going. And looking up, you can see there's the 2 individuals. One individual, like, as you're kind of like coming into the actual camp itself, the camp proximity, the gnome, if you remember, is Pog, immediately stands up. They're like on this kind of like this rocky outcropping above your camp. Immediately stands, has a not crossbow, but like a bow in hand, looks in your direction, and then relaxes their kind of stance. Hey, looks like they're back. And Mr. Fenn, the elven male individual who's kind of maintaining your camp, looks up. Well, so they are. Welcome back. I trust you looking over you. And actually, no, you guys are looking actually relatively healthy. Been gone for some time, a day or so now. I hope things have been faring well.
Pretty well, though we're not alone on the island.
Well, I guess that's to be expected. Pog saw a few individuals. What did you call them? They were bullywugs, little frog people. Yes, bullywugs. But they seem to steer clear of us, at least for the time being.
We found a sorcerer and some pirates, and yeah, tons of people on this island.
That's rather scary. Well, go ahead, make yourselves at home, get some rest. I'll put on a pot in the morning. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
All right. And I believe there's only, let me double check, 2 tents at the camp, so, and each tent is a 2-person tent. But you do have the tents. You guys are able to, if you wish to, go ahead and take a long rest. The other question is, does anybody want to establish a watch?
I think we should. But we also have the
sure.
other people on the camp that are also probably have some sort of watch rotation, so we'll just work something in with them.
Of course. Pog's like, I can take the first part of a watch. Yeah. If someone wants to take my place, they more than well can.
I'll take the next one, I guess.
Sounds good. You're gonna need 2 more people for the next watch. Who wants to volunteer?
I'll go.
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
Fantastic.
we'll both go.
Sound good. The gnomes are really bringing it up.
Well, Ronkin's had a bad day.
Yeah, he needs to sleep this off.
Hey, Rongrim. So you had a bad day. No, I'm kidding. So anyway.
Take one down.
Yeah, right.
So Pog is going to take the first watch. We'll go ahead and give him a quick perception check. Oh yeah, Pog is killing it. Ash, go ahead and give me a perception check as you take your next 2-hour watch. All right. As you're taking your watch, and of course, as you kind of like take your time to go up there, up on that outcropping, to kind of like have a better overall advantage of the immediate region. Over the course of like the 2 hours, is kind of creeping into like the early part of the day. A lot of things do. It seems obviously relatively quiet. There are things that you can make out in just the distance, but nothing really makes their way into closer proximity of your camp.
Great. Do I get 2 more hours worth of reading on that book?
Sure, that's right, because you're an elf. So, yeah, go ahead and add 2 hours on that little thing I put on your character sheet. Let's see, Iri, Nyx, which one?
I'll go first.
Okay. Nyx, you climb up on the outcropping. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit that twice.
Let's see, 12. It's definitely quiet. And like I said, now for you, for how late you guys were out, it is definitely, you can see that kind of that purplish hue of twilight, like kind of like sunrise beginning to kind of peek over the horizon. You can see like the silhouettes of like trees out in the distance, but generally you guys have this clearing outside of like a few scattered trees. You can see there occasionally there are obviously there are plenty of little sounds that happen and occur. You can see there's some activity like in the water, but like at some point like it does make you actually stand to kind of catch, but relatively it's simple, it's quiet, peaceful almost. Let's see. Next, Iri, if you would like to go ahead and give me a perception check. A 7.
Whoops, forgot to do that.
7. For you, the sun is like, beginning to kind of, the sun is definitely coming up, into the day. There's more, even even with the daylight here, you feel as though you're having a tough time really catching anything. For you, it's simple, it's quiet, it's like whatever the case. But maybe you're more so just a little distracted. But thankfully enough, the evening goes by uneventfully. As morning essentially begins to take over, Mr. Fenn is prepping. Has a meal essentially prepped for you. Going. It smells relatively simple, but given the fact you guys are living off rations for about a day and a half, it's definitely welcoming. It's definitely a welcoming scent versus more bog. I see you're all coming too. Be sure to eat up. It'll be good for all of you. Yeah, good food. I'll get up. I'll get back up here. Little gnome girl, I got it. But the day is yours. Let me go ahead and hit that long rest for you guys so you re-get your stuff. But the day is yours. What would you like to do?
I think we should probably go to the altar. I'm not sure what the rest of you think.
I think we need to get back to it.
Mr. Fenn is, he's like, kind of pouring out a bowl from the cauldron. You mentioned something about pirates last night when you came in.
Yes, we ran into some. We had a little bit of trouble, hence my bad day.
Are they more of those white manes by chance? The ones we ran into not just a week ago, barely a week ago.
That's what they look like.
And they look like, or sounded like, they're after the same keys we are.
Well, that is unfortunate. After all, we did get the plans from their ship.
Wonder if they have a copy.
Who knows? I remember from the fight, one of those pirates got away. But what do I know? I'm just a simple old elf. When the supply party comes from the ship, I'll send word that those pirates are spotted and hopefully give them a chance to prepare themselves.
Well, I'd like to. Well, we got some weapons we salvaged too, so we can distribute those among the crew, right?
I'm sure that would be definitely helpful. I'll make sure when they get here I pass them around. What do you have?
We have 6 spears, 3 hand crossbows, and 3 cutlasses.
There's a lot of weapons. Okay. I'll make sure that gets around. Hey! Can I have one of those cutlasses?
They can have whatever they want.
Awesome. I like that. And Pog comes down, hobbles down, grabs one of the cutlasses, and kind of like, like examining it a little bit. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Okay. He like quickly sheaths it and scrambles back up to the top of the outcropping. Please hurry back. He creeps me out. But you technically have eaten for the day now. Now, you mentioned, let's see, pull you up on the map here. So you mentioned your next point you'd like to check out is the altar. Is that correct?
That's what I would think, unless somebody else has other ideas.
No, I think that makes the most sense.
Okay. So I guess 2 questions. One, what pace would you like to set making your way there? And 2, who would like to helm that first part of the trek?
I had one other question too. If I want to leave stuff at the camp, like the manacles or the extra bedrolls or something, how do I leave it at the camp so I have a record of my camp inventory versus my in-person inventory?
Yes. So one way you can do it through the Roll20 character sheet is you can actually go ahead. Let me see if I can pull this up for you.
It's like I'm carrying way too much stuff, but
Right. So if you go ahead and you click it, if there's anything you don't want anymore, you can always click the little lock icon to delete those items. But if you want to go ahead and make a mention like, oh, I have this here or whatever the case, you can go ahead and there's a little, if you hover in the lower right corner of that particular item, there's like a little eye thing. You can if you click that, you can go ahead and unequip it.
okay. All right, that's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, it doesn't change your weight anymore. Dang. It used to change your weight when you did that.
Okay.
I'd say in that case, if you want to make a little note for it, and then you can just put it as 0 for the time being, and by it being grayed out, that might help. That might essentially help us with oh, I had this many of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll just make notes over here that I left the 1 manacles and 2 bedrolls and some other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to go ahead and do that, and everybody else can do that as well if they feel like they want to leave something behind at camp. Let's see. But so once again, what pace would you guys like to set, and who would be helming that first part of the trek? And you guys are on the map, right? You can see the map?
I can see the map.
Okay. I mean, it's not the altar's not terribly far. You guys bypassed it, passed by it the evening coming into camp. So where would you? So like I said, how fast do you want to try to get there, and who would be helming it?
As risky as it is, I think we need to make up for lost time and go a little bit, pick up the pace a little bit. But that's just my opinion.
All right, Ron Grimm's placed his vote.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's also not that far, so, I mean, but either way, whatever you guys want to do.
A couple treks, that shouldn't be that bad.
Okay, so Ron Grimm, did you mention you wanted to lead that?
I didn't, but if I'm being
I'm
voluntold to, then I will.
No, you're not. I'm just giving you a hard time. I know you said you voted for fast.
It's all good. I can go ahead and take the first leg.
Okay. Well, in that case, what do you feel would be an optimal way of getting there?
In this particular case, let me go ahead and try to do a nature check, just to kind of be able to spot, if we need to, if we're going to try to cut through as much of this, land as possible. We can at least watch out for any pitfalls, poison traps, anything like that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a nature check. And remember, because I think, do you have guidance by chance? I think I saw you had guidance on your thing. Or am I getting that wrong? Yeah. So you can. By the way, you can guide yourself, right? If you have the time to.
I forgot I had this. I totally bypassed it.
Oh my god, the most overused cantrip and probably in 5th edition. I use it. I know I've used it quite a bit myself. So you can essentially guide yourself once, for this particular check, to give yourself a D4, an extra D4 for that.
Sure.
I mean, I hope I'm not twisting your arm. But anyways,
whatever advantage I can get.
Go ahead and give me a nature check, and you can add a 1d4 to that as well. $17. Oh, you might not even need that 1d4. Okay, 19. So the first thing you do is before setting out, you realize, because you guys are always carrying the canoe with you. The idea is you guys are carrying that canoe with you. But before setting out, you realize it's what, there's a stream that carries us right there. I suggest we use the stream. 1. 2, by you guys using the stream, you're able to kind of pay attention. It's oh, look out for those vines. There's more of those razor vines, the tangle webs. Staying essentially kind of staying quiet, realizing the different little flora and fauna that may be a little more dangerous for this particular trek. bypassing essentially all of it, as you guys arrive rather quickly to your location. The only reason the speed was different is because you guys were actually traveling via river, and you guys were actually, wait, were we flowing away or? No, it was flowing that direction because it flows south. But in no time at all, you guys do make it to the altar. The altar itself. Sorry, let me bring this up for me. In this particular section of the swamp, the trees are so dense that it actually blocks out a lot of the sunlight in the immediate space. And as you're pushing in further, you can kind of see there's these overarching, same thing. It doesn't matter. Overarching branches that are kind of making almost like this pathway deeper into this particular region. As you guys do approach with the canoe in tow, you can see that toward the center there's this rather small island where essentially it is the darkest. The trees are so essentially stacked up on each other, where no sunlight is coming down into this immediate space, and where the island is essentially centered. You can see there's some some lower some smaller trees in that general vicinity, but overall that space is like I said, almost pitch black, very few specks of light that are actually punching through. Let me go ahead and put you on that map. As your canoe does actually come up onto the shore itself, you can see that there is this stone, kind of this, not monolith, be too, I think wrong word, but kind of this. Well, no. Kind of almost like a. Sorry. There's it has a wide stone base, kind of like a statue, and then as it comes up, there's a lantern, or where a lantern would be. There's no glass or anything like that. It's just kind of the stone piece, and then on top of it is this stone dish. There's kind of like a concave to it. So there's a dish on top, but there's nothing inside. And as you're looking at the actual inside itself, there's nothing inside for where that lantern space would be either. The question, I guess, my follow-up question is, what would you like to do? You see this? What would you like to do?
So, do we think this is the altar? Guys?
Is everybody on mute?
Yeah, apparently so.
Do we think this is the altar?
Unless we navigated poorly.
Just don't look like much.
Only one way to find out is to go upon further inspection.
So I want to use my divine sense just to see if I see any do I detect any evil or anything in the area?
Let's see.
Look around.
Celestial Fiend Undead. Okay. Ash, you close your eyes and you grasp at your holy symbol. There's this pulse, kind of this pulse of energy that goes out and then kind of pings back. Let's see, what's the range on that, just to be sure? 60 feet? Okay. As you're standing there, and kind of on the edge of this boat here, on the edge of on the edge of the boat here, as it goes out to ping, the entire area just lights up for you. You can kind of see the outlet, the silhouette. No one else can see it because it's just whatever. It's just kind of mixed in with the brush and everything. But you can see there are several silhouettes of these undead beings surrounding you.
Okay, I'll tell the rest of the people, hey, we got a lot of undead out there.
They're unmoving. They don't twitch. They haven't seemed to react to your presence, but they're definitely out there.
Alright, a bunch of unmoving undead.
Any of them next to the glowing pillar things?
None next to the pillar.
Can they see it?
They don't seem. I mean, give me a perception check, Nix. $13. With Ash kind of like pointing out in the general vicinity, you kind of like scan about, and you can see there are some, like you can see like there's some bodies, some like are half buried, others are like kind of like waterlogged, but they don't move. They're just still. It isn't like they're looking or reacting to your general presence.
So are these just standing there, or are they like underground?
Some are underground, some are in the water, some are on the surface, but none of them are moving. They're not standing. They're not like, but you can definitely sense the energy of like of undeath upon them.
Okay, so do you want to just make our way carefully, ready some weapons, and carefully investigate this altar? Or investigate one of the closest undead bodies?
Let's just go for the altar, and I'm sure the bodies will let us know if they're awake.
Yeah, I guess we all just need to be on our guard.
Okay. Then whoever would like to proceed, if you want to proceed stealthily, it's up to you. If you want to proceed stealthily, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Ash, of course, with disadvantage because of the armor. And Nix, or sorry, Iri, as well, because of armor.
I'm not gonna bother.
Like, stealth is not my thing. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Ash with the highest, even with
It's for real.
disadvantage. Is this real life right now? So Iri, you said you're not even gonna bother. You're like whatever. You just kind of hop out of the boat. Your feet just splash into the water as you go ahead and you trudge on upward onto the actual island itself. And as you guys are trying to be quiet, like the boat rocks a little bit. You guys fall. There's a splash of water as Ash just gracefully makes her way onto the island itself.
Fucking elves.
It's so graceful. But yeah, and of course, feel free to move your tokens around the space. But you see, and once again, getting a closer look, you can see, like I said, there's the wide stone base. You can see that on each side of this, about midway up, about 4, or I'd say about 3 feet up, you can see there are these 4 kind of spokes that stick out from it. One pointing north, south, east, and west. Above the spokes are once again, as I mentioned before, that empty kind of lantern space, and then above that is that stone dish, kind of concave dish.
Is there any? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any? It's later for me.
I know.
Are there lanterns there, but they're not lit, or is there just nothing there at all? Is there anything that we could ignite in that?
There, looking into it, it's definitely empty. Give me an investigation check, actually. Okay. Looking at it, it is empty. It's a little damp. It's got some moss growing on it, but getting a closer look at it, you can see that it is blackened, as it has been. It's definitely been lit at some point in the past. There's definitely signs of usage over time.
Do you guys want me to try to light it?
Yeah, I think we should light.
Okay, I'll try to light it with prestidigitation.
I forget you can do that. So you find just like you find like a little bit of kindling, some dry sticks. You put it up there, and then it just, and once the actual lantern lights, the dish begins to have this very faint, subtle glow. It begins to it first it's like a small warble, and then it appears. And when it appears, it's like an orb of flame, and then all of a sudden a beam of light immediately shoots out toward the west.
Should we light the rest of them?
Well, it's just one. It's just the one
I'm
lantern,
sorry. I thought it was
and a
like
beam of light is pointing west.
I guess we just go.
All
check
right,
out
I guess we
quickly,
should
right?
probably go west.
Also, is it that east, or am I? Are we
Oh,
turning
sorry,
around?
east. Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's all right. He's on the
uh,
other side of the planet.
Yeah, and sorry, Nix. With your investigation as well, like getting a closer look at those spokes, it looks like you could push those and it could turn.
Okay.
So do we want to like?
I'm
Search.
gonna relay that to everybody.
All right, so we can turn this light beam thing. Did we see any?
Essentially by turning the actual altar itself, the beam could possibly turn.
Okay. And
Yes.
there's like nothing of note really obvious going in this like that's lit up by this light beam here.
No, it just seems to go off into the distance.
What about further to the west, right? Like maybe there's more stuff to the west?
You're not sure.
All right, well, maybe we should see if we can turn it west and see if it points to anything. Or
Okay.
I assume that if we does it like turn one rotation like 190 degrees each time you hit the like you push it, or does it just immediately flip to the other side that you push?
Would you like to give it a try?
Sure.
Let's just point it one like, turn it a little bit first and see what we can see as we sweep it around.
Okay.
Let's do
Give me a strength check.
Me? Okay.
Whoever wants to try to turn it really fast. Well, turn it, I should say. Okay. You go ahead and you.
Oh, sorry, she hit it already. Never mind.
Ashley. So Ashley.
Or did I hit the wrong thing? Should I do a was that a saving throw, or how do I do?
Well, there should be one that should just say strength check, because strength save is something different. It adds your proficiency, but yeah. But Ash, as you go ahead and you grab it, and you're kind of trying to push. Your feet aren't getting any ground, any friction or any traction, I should say, as just kind of slipping into it. Nyx just comes up underneath you and just puts her weight into it, and then it lurches forward. As if it's been sitting there for a long time, it just lurches forward. Are you guys turning it to the north or turning it to the south? I know you said I know you're trying to turn it west, but obviously I'm picking a direction.
Just turn it north a little bit.
Okay, so as it does that, it does rotate a bit, and you can
Keep
see
pushing it around.
and you can see when you push it, it'll take time. So it's it takes a few rotations.
so it clicks into place or something?
Yeah. So when you push it, would you like to do it again?
Assuming
why
that
not?
there's nothing of note in this light beam, then
Yeah. The light beam just continues on until it hits a tree.
Let's
You go
just
ahead.
keep pushing.
Yeah, you
keep
turn it
pushing.
again. This time you won't need a strength check. It was just for the initial one, just because to get it loose. You turn it again, hits against a tree. You go ahead and turn it again, and when you do turn it, it hits into this tree. But you notice once it lands in that general direction, something lights out not far from you.
What does it look like?
You can see it looks like a mote of light.
I guess we should go investigate the mode of light.
there's something there.
Yeah, you can definitely see. You can definitely see it's this little mote of light that's right there in that space. It's in the as the light beam comes through, it's in the water, but you can definitely see it's bright. You can see it through the water itself, through the murk.
It doesn't resemble any of the wisps or anything we fought before, right?
Definitely not. I guess
All right, you want to go fish it out?
whoever wants to do it.
I'll go wave to it.
All right, I'll tie a rope on you if you don't mind.
Okay.
It's totally an anglerfish moment here.
Like,
I
ooh,
feel
so
like-
pretty. Oh, good feelings gone.
Or, just like the cat trying to get the laser pointer. It's like, am I gonna get it?
Let's see. But Iri, you walk up to it, like kind of wade out into the water a little bit. And you reach out and you grab it, and it fits easily into your palm, and it's warm to the touch. It's not like searing, but it's just warm, like a gentle warmth, and it's bright. It's like this bright orb that's in your hands.
Should we try putting it back on the altar? Somewhere? Does it fit on the altar?
But it does have a dish, right? We can stick it in the.
Well,
does
you
it
saw that.
look
You saw,
like
it,
it
does-
fit
you
in
saw,
the
there's a-
dish?
you saw it was that little lantern space. You saw there was like the dish, but outside of those two, it doesn't look like anything would go on there. What would you like to do with it?
Just pocket it and take it back to the altar, right?
Okay. Yeah. You easily pick it up and you can bring it back to the altar. Where do you want to place it?
You said there's a couple dishes. Like, I don't know. Just
There's
try
the
and put
there's
it
the
on
dish
the
that's on top, and that has like the orb of light. And as you turn it, it's like almost like an Indiana Jones moment. It's like, because when you turn it, it then like kind of narrows and focuses on whatever's in that path. In this case, it focused on that. It focused on this particular little mote of light.
Do we want to keep rotating this thing around, or do we want to play with the mode of light?
I suggest we
guess we-
try to turn it around, see what else it can point to.
Same.
Okay. So you guys are gonna rotate it a little more, and Iri, you're just holding on to that light.
Sure thing.
Okay. So you rotate it again. And as you are rotating it, there's a shift, like a movement you can hear out in the swamp. You hear like the water just... And you can hear like the ground shifting around you. And like then you begin to notice there's sound that wasn't there before beginning to pick up in the surrounding swamp.
Are there any like undead bodies around us?
Not immediately, but you can start to see there are creatures beginning to pick up. You can see they're standing up. These creatures, skeletal remains, like varying age and varying decay, beginning to rise up out of the water, rising up from the earth, unearthing themselves.
I think our friends are awake.
Like, and before you can turn it any further, that's a good point for everyone to go ahead and roll initiative. Let's see. Oh, gotta select them. And them. I have so many things on screen, I have to make sure I go all the way around. All right, did everybody go ahead and roll? Let's see. Iri,
I think so.
Let's see. Iri rolled.
4.
Oof. But I guess it's safe to assume that everyone rolled.
I did.
Okay, awesome. Sorry, just getting my combat music going. There we go.
There must be a lot of dudes.
Oh, there's a few. All right. So first up, we have one of these creatures trudging up through the water. Actually, wait. I gotta double check their speed, but I always forget. Oh yeah, they still move 30 feet. As this one comes up and is going to draw a short bow and launch an arrow toward Iri. 13, which I believe just like so, like you're watching as like everything's like starting to come up out of the water, and an arrow just whizzes right by your ear, and you get and it immediately catches your attention as you look to the south. Let's see, another one making its way downtown. As it's making its way around, it's going to go ahead and fire a short bow toward Ash. Ah, nope. As it goes ahead and does actually fire, the arrow, same thing, whizzes right by your ear, right over your head. Yeah, there are quite a few of these guys. How about that? DM, you're so terrible. Yeah, this is true. Let's see. Another one. The closest one to me looks like it's still Iri. As it goes ahead and launches a bow toward you. 23 to hit as arrow just whizzes, or it actually cuts right over your shoulder for 5 piercing damage.
Rude. Okay.
Damn, these old ass skeletons really rolled pretty well, didn't they? Another one's gonna go ahead and fire at you, Ash. For 18 to hit, as an arrow, as you turn just in time, you catch it with your greatsword to deflect like most of the blow, but it still actually does cut a little bit into your skin for 4 piercing damage. Rongrim, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, gonna turn my ring about half turn to the right and use magic stone.
Okay, you reach down, you touch a number of the crossbow bolts that are in your hip holster, and they begin to have that arcane spark.
And I'm gonna take a shot at this guy.
Okay, go ahead and fire. Uh, 17 to hit. Yeah, that definitely does hit. I just want to double check one thing. And that's right, because that damage is not piercing; it's bludgeoning, right? Yeah, it's bludgeoning because of for the effect of the spell. Rongrim? Rongrim, can you hear me? Or am I breaking out?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Sounds like Rongrim's getting a little.
Okay. Well, Rongrim's. We're getting him back. So I know for. You're a little robotic, so we'll check on you in a sec. But I believe for the effect of your thing for the magic stone for the light crossbow bolt, how we homebrewed it, it's bludgeoning damage instead of piercing damage. Which when that bolt, when you guys watch as like Rongrim fires that bolt and it hits, it doesn't even quite hit. It's like the sheathing energy that's around the actual bolt itself hits into the skeleton. The skeleton just explodes into just a pile of bones. Like it just goes right through and just detonates. You see that particular type of damage has a much grander, pretty strong effect. As it easily goes down. Rongrim, anything? Okay. Ash, it is your turn. What are you doing? On mute, by chance?
Yeah, probably on mute. Sorry. So I'll move up to one of these guys and hit him with the flat of my sword. Then, can I do that instead of slashing? Can I try to bludgeon him with the
Technically,
side?
Technically no, because the thing is, or actually, technically yes. Actually, when you do that, it becomes what's known as an improvised weapon because you're not using the weapon in the normal format that's meant to be used as. Using it like that, it won't be dealing 2d6. It'll be dealing more as a 1d4. Improvised weapons deal 1d4 damage.
So it's probably just be better just to hit him with a regular hit then.
It's your call.
All right, we'll just hit him with the regular one then.
Let's see. As you go ahead and you bring you come charging along, bring your great sword up for overhead cut. while these creatures are like, rather slow, kind of shambling looking, it immediately darts to kind of like darts to the left, shambles to the left, brings its shield up to just hit it, just catch your great sword. It's like kind of holding it up there. Its body's like kind of shaking a bit, but it's definitely holding the great sword away from its body. Anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. I think that's about all I can do.
Okay. Let's see, another one coming along this way. It's gonna go ahead and take its shot with a short bow at Rongrim. For 19 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah, so like as you go ahead and you clear out that one, you finish it up really quickly. You're like, yes! As an arrow comes and sinks right into your shoulder for 7 piercing damage. Next, it is your turn. There are skeletons everywhere.
All right, I see them. They're coming in from all sides. Okay. So, trying to see, can I even get to any of these in my turn? No. I guess I could if I dash, but all right. I can get to this guy.
can.
Okay. I'm gonna. I don't know. I just don't feel too good about like running out into the darkness by myself. So I think I'm just gonna draw my short sword, and I'm gonna hide. I'm just gonna disappear into this brush right here,
Okay. Yeah. Go
And-
ahead.
and ready and just like ready in action to attack anything that comes close enough.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And you're on the arrow. That's why you can't move. If you're trying to move.
I got
yourself.
it. I can do it.
As far as you know, you're hiding pretty well.
All right, I'm just ready in an action in case anyone comes too close. And that'll be it for me this time. EOT.
Got it. That doesn't get a turn. That guy gets a turn. Okay, who's he got? Just out of range. Oh well. Gonna fire a short bow at Ash. Nope. Ash is like you're kind of like you're kind of this holding pattern with your great sword over this one's shield. As an arrow's coming your way, you quickly react and you bring your great sword around to essentially catch that arrow before it actually catches your body. Let's see. Another one trudging up out of the water. Oh, the closest one is Ash. Sorry, Ash. Nope. Same thing. As you see another arrow's coming your way, you just duck as it just flies right over your head. Wow, that one ran. I guess all the ones over here roll terribly. Let's see. Anyone nearby? Nope, it's still Ash. Nope. As this one pulls out its arrow, it clumsily, like, as it goes to pull it back, the actual arrow itself, like, kind of just goes limp and, like, falls straight down. Have you ever seen Robin Hood Men in Tights with, like, their first training and the arrows just are just, like, going elsewhere? It's kind of like that moment. Critical fail. Speaking of critical fail, Iri, it is your turn.
Hey!
I'm kidding. What would you like to do?
Let's see. Let me see how far I can advance into these guys.
Let's see. Your speed is 25, by the way, Iri.
Alright, cool. Then I think I moved there, and I'm going to just pull this guy in front of me. To just lure him in, just because we're making sure.
Okay, go for it.
You try to pull him further, I think he'll take damage, right?
If
Or
you
does
put-
he have to land within 5 feet?
He has to
He
land
needs to
within
land.
5 feet.
Yeah, so he just needs to pull it. Get him in front of me, basically.
Okay. Strength saving throw, right?
Yes.
Yep. As you go and you lash out, this one has its like you can see, like it has its like arrow pointed at Ash. As the lightning, this lash of lightning wraps around it, it like, looks down as you yank it toward you. And once it lands toward you, that surge of electricity, that surge of lightning, pulses through its body as the whatever essence or tether was holding it together, like evaporates, and the body just falls into a clatter of bones.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that one did not roll. That one did not roll. So I random roll HP for a lot of my monsters. So one skeleton may not be as strong as the same one. So it's different. That one just happened to roll really bad on health.
Gotcha.
So instant kill. Still a good hit. Still a good hit. I'm not taking it away from you.
Poor thing. Okay. I'm good.
Alright, so this one is gonna go ahead and make its way up toward Rongrim, short bow. Uh, 22 to hit. Man, for 7 piercing damage, an arrow slams right into your, oh my god. Blah, I was gonna say right into your chest. I'm like, no, that's bad. That's bad. It's gonna, and it like, grazes right past your thigh. It smarts a bit, but you're still hanging in there.
I am just getting it today.
Okay. Oh, it's this one. This one's gonna go ahead, drop its or not drop, but use its short sword, take a stab at you, Ash, for 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
6 piercing damage. As you are able to essentially block it with your greatsword, kind of angle it down and away from your body, but it still cuts at you.
So how much? 6, you said?
6. Let's see. This one is going to make its way, climbs its way partially up onto the boat, and brings its short sword, toward Iri. Nope. Iri, you react just in time to deflect it with your shield.
And then does he get the reaction situation?
If you want it, if you definitely want him to, you can.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you go ahead and you as he misses, you slam the shield into him. I'm just trying to remember what kind of damage it is.
Dexterity save, it looks like.
Right. Oh, I mean the damage. I'm checking the damage just to be sure about something. Those rules. Oh, it's acid. It's acid damage, not poison damage. Because they're immune to poison damage. But anyway, let's see. Huge difference on that. Let's see. Dexterity save, which is I think a 13. Oops. Nope, does not make it. Go ahead and roll me a 1d4 plus 1. He's going to go ahead and take 4 acid damage from that attack, from that reaction, I should say. Yeah, so as it's coming at you, it thrusts forward with the short sword. You look for that opening, slam the shield into it, and you can watch that the actual acid is burning away at whatever remains of its body is there. Let's see, next. So it's going to go here. Try to get as close as possible to Rongrim, as it's going to go ahead and pull out its short sword, or short bow. Well, technically, Nyx.
So hold on, wait. Yeah. Can I attack him?
You can, with advantage.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't know you're there. Let's see. How much is that? Yeah, that's 16 to hit for... Oh my god, I don't know why I can't math today.
12.
Yep, 12. I knew that afterwards. As you go ahead and as it's running by, you pull out your short sword, you put it low to trip at it. which it's funny because it works out because it rolled a natural 1 in its attack. So like as you go ahead and you put your short sword out, like it trips over it and like the actual foot gets disconnected and it hobbles a bit and the arrow just fires down into the ground, helping Rongrim. It's still standing though, pretty hardy. It's like looking around and then it looks down and sees you and then begins reaching for its short sword.
Okay.
Rongrim, you are getting surrounded. Quite a few skeletons around you.
Okay, gonna go ahead and put some distance between me and these skeletons. And I believe the one that shot at me, I'm gonna... Actually, you know what? No. Let me just move back up one. And I'm gonna go ahead and take out the one that Nyx had beaten up.
Oh, it tripped up? Okay, go for it. That is a no. As you go and you fire, you go and level that weapon in that direction, it just whizzes right by. You have one, I believe, enhanced bolt left. But then you can use your bonus action to do it again. But yeah, you still have your bonus action. You still have your bonus action. What would you like to do? Ash,
right
on deck.
now. Actually, I'll go ahead and hold it at this point. So,
Okay. Ash, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Nyx, you're coming up in 2 turns. Let's see. Probably on mute, I assume. But
Probably, yeah.
I know because both of you have to kind of like alternate between mute. But yeah, so like you, after like dodging a few of those arrows, taking some hits, you go ahead and you at first take the butt of your greatsword, slam into its chest to throw it off guard, and then you quickly follow up with an overhead cut for 9 slashing damage. You end up lopping off one of its arms, but the skeleton's still holding together.
This one rolled better, apparently.
It did. It's one of the ones that rolled better. Anything else for your turn?
I don't think so. I guess, sorry, I had to end the turn.
Alright, no worries. This one's gonna go ahead and come down, and yes, it's in range. I mean, boo, it's in range. This is gonna go ahead and take a stab at you, Rongrim. Let's see, 22 to hit
yeah, that hits.
for 6 piercing damage. Nyx, it is your turn.
Ah, I guess I can't like coup de grace the one that I just nearly took out and attack the guy that's at Rongrim, right?
Unfortunately not. Not as it currently
fine.
stands.
Okay, so I'm gonna bonus action the disengage just so this guy doesn't get an attack on me. And I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna attack this guy who's going after Rongrim now.
Okay.
And then this will just be a regular roll, but I can get sneak because he's next. He's like where there's.
Affirmative.
That was a flat roll though. I just didn't unclick the advantage, so that's just an 8, unfortunately.
Right. You go ahead, you dash up, you leap at him, and it sees you just in time as it brings its shield up to catch your blow.
Well,
Anything else for your turn?
8 EOT.
Okay. Oh, nope. Not here with us anymore. This one's going to go ahead, charge on up. And it's going to make a quick short sword attack at you, Ash. Nope. As you go ahead and you adjust your armor, like your shoulder pauldron, just in time to catch the actual blow from that attack. No effect on you. Let's see. This one is gonna go ahead, come right to about here, and yeah, it's gonna take a short bow attack at Iri. Launches an arrow in that direction. 19 to hit for 5 piercing damage. as with your focus up on this one on the boat, an arrow just slams right into your back for 5 piercing damage.
Jerk. Okay.
Your turn, Iri.
Okay, so I'm just going to take a whack at the guy that's next to me.
For 15 to hit. Yep. And with that, like with him above you, you just take a sweep at his where his shins used to be, or her shins. #feminism. As you slice away at its shins, it just collapses and falls into the boat, clatters into bones. Anything else for your turn?
I think that's it.
Okay. Let's see. This one's not going to get closer. As it likes its position, it's going to fire a short bow, launch its short bow at Nyx. Level 1. So it just fires it right into the water. Like in the instant, it loses like 2 of its fingers. It wasn't using them anyway. Let's see. This one likes where it is right here. Gonna take a quick thrust at Ash. Oh my god, with another fucking 1. As it I'm doing great. As it goes and it thrusts forward, and you just kind of like, you know, elbow it away from you as you're wrestling with 2 skeletons right by you. Oh, let's try that again. There it goes. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That one is going to get revenge on Nyx. As it's going to go ahead and take a thrust. Not with advantage, of course. 15 to hit.
That hits.
As it cuts across your back, it just takes a swipe for 7, well, technically 7 piercing damage, not a slash. Rongrim, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm actually going to use a free action and switch out my crossbow for my mace, and get the dude who's all up in my face.
Okay. Let's see, 22 to hit for 2 bludgeoning damage, but it actually doubles to 4. As you go ahead, and you swing at it, and you hitting it in the upper torso. There's like a crunch as like some of the bones are actually breaking off, but it's still standing there, seemingly ultimately unaffected. But you definitely did some damage to it. Let's see, Ash, it is your turn.
Alright, I'll remember to unmute myself this time.
Fantastic.
Let's see, I'll just hit this guy again.
Oh wow! Which one were you aiming at? Sorry.
Oh no.
The one, the one you had wounded.
I was swinging for the one that I wounded, but I kind of wish I wouldn't have.
All good. As you go ahead, and you just quickly swipe through it from like, I would say like horizontal, but no, it's cool. You know, vertical. You just top to bottom, slice it in half, cleanest cut, very anime-esque. As it just just splits apart.
Awesome. Alright, so we've cleaned up our side almost. There's 2 more. Sorry.
Alright, and this one's going to go ahead and take a short sword thrust at you, Rongrim. With a 19 to hit.
And I'm down.
4 piercing damage. You are down. Nyx, it is your turn. Rongrim's just gone down.
Alright, I'm gonna attack this one here, who just swiped at me. Oh shit, I think my kid's huffing upstairs.
Huffing paint is very bad. I'm kidding.
Oh, no, she's like, oh, it's not a sneak though, so I think it's just.
It's a flat attack. Oh, to the one you wounded initially?
Correct.
Oh yeah. Like with this one, after it slashes you in the back, you look at where its wrist is, you slice the wrist, and you cut up along the arm, ending or shredding whatever essence was holding it together as it clatters into bones.
Okay. And I am gonna use my bonus action to disengage and make my way south towards the girls because Rongrim's down. So now I am pretty.
Okay.
Gonna leave and be eaten by skeletons?
What am I gonna do for you, man? I'll get to you in a minute. Can't help you if I'm dead.
Always a fair point.
EOT for me.
Okay. This one next to Ash. Short sword thrust. 20 to hit for 4 piercing damage. This one sees a tasty little gnome as it's gonna go ahead and kind of like shamble its way toward you. Oh shit! It actually can't. As it's coming near you, it suddenly stops in its tracks, and it doesn't come close to you. It's like about to come close to you, and then it peels away.
Is there any indication as to? I mean, I have a theory, but
You watch as as it started kind of getting to the edge of the light of the of the altar and that little moat. It just nope. It just immediately starts peeling back. Let's see. It's gonna go ahead and fire at you, short bow. Nope. As the arrow just whizzes right by, and you watch as it's coming closer, and it just stops, and then just you watch as it visibly, noticeably takes care to move back away from you.
I'll be right back. She's
Okay.
fussing. I'll be.
Yeah, no worries. Iri, it is your turn.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to move north. Looks like Ash just got that guy down there, so we'll go there. And I'm gonna try to pull the guy straight towards me.
Okay. Oh, that means go ahead and make the roll, and I'll make the saving throw. Ooh, low saving throw this time, 12. Oh, low roll for me. So I was like, it's not gonna make it. As you go ahead and you, as it's standing over Rongrim, begin to raise its sword, you quickly reach out with that whip of lightning energy, and you yank it towards you for 7 lightning damage. It's visibly shaken, and part of its body it has that rot and everything else, and there's a very odd smell of ozone and cooked undeath, but it's still here.
Alright then.
Okay, this one moves. It's gonna make its way up here and make a nice little short bow attack toward Iriana. 13, I assume, does not hit as it whizzes right by. That one's not with us anymore. Oh wow, that one's not with us anymore. Rongrim, I need a death saving throw.
Coming right up.
Let's see, Ash, it is your turn. It should be under hit points
Alright.
in your character sheet.
I will
Okay, or
swing
you
at this guy again.
oh, that's one failed save. Let's see, with an 8, as you go, you're trying to kind of like an underhanded swing. It gets caught a little bit in the dirt, slows it down just enough for it to parry with its weapon. Anything else for your turn? I guess not. As this one's going to go ahead, take its short sword, thrust toward you, Iri. With a 13, which I know does not hit, as you go ahead and use your shield, just deflect just enough, and I assume...
I would totally like to bash it in the face, yes.
I didn't realize how awesome that shield was until after being hit with it several times. Roll me a 1d4 plus 1.
Apparently these skeletons aren't very agile.
Who knew? I mean, I don't see why they're not fast. They're just bones and bones. I was going to say flesh and bones, but not that. 3 acid damage. As you slam into it, it burns away whatever's left of that essence, holding it together. don't know if Nyx is back. Nyx, are you back yet? Oh, I guess she's not back just yet. In that case, I'll skip her for the time being, and we'll come back. We'll essentially come back around to her. This one's gonna make a thrust toward you, Ash, with a 14 to hit.
No, that doesn't hit.
Okay, so quick parry with your greatsword. This one can't get closer to Nyx. Let's go ahead and fires with a short bow. Nope. Turn. Iri, you've got another dead skeleton. Well, a dead-er skeleton, but it's your turn.
Actually, I'm going. Can I possibly try to stabilize Rongrim?
You can. You can use an action to take, do a medicine check.
I'll give it a shot. No guarantees. Medicine is not my specialty.
You stabilize Rongrim.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yay. Okay. Oh, cool. And yeah, that's. Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay. This one saw you do that, and definitely a target. Fires a short bow at you. Ooh, 21 to hit. So as you're like trying to like stabilize Rongrim, you tear off some clothing to kind of like stop the bleeding. Arrow just whizzes right by for 5 piercing damage. Well, you're stabilized, Rongrim. Welcome, kind of back. 2 battles in a row. I'm sorry, buddy. Ash, it's your turn.
I will, I guess. Chill. I suppose I should just hit the guy.
With another 8, as you go ahead and you're trying to swing it. This one actually definitely has some fight in it, as it actually is going kind of toe to toe with you. Must have been some champion back in its heyday before it died and turned to bones. This is going like back and forth, sword and shield with you, but that is a miss. That one's no longer with us. Nyx, are you back by chance? Oh, still gone. I don't want to skip her again, so I'll at least quickly assume she would dash toward this one, take a short sword attack. Oh wow, 18. And I assume disengage to get back here. Actually, no, she wouldn't have enough movement for that. Next is this one, as it's going, once again, taking a thrust toward you, Ash. Let's see, 15 to hit?
My AC is 15.
Okay, so it so like as you go ahead and you're once again deflecting it just enough, it cuts along your forearm for 7 piercing damage.
That puts me down to 1.
Okay. Oh, but you're still standing. Short bow toward Nyx. Dude, this one cannot hit Nyx for shit. I'm changing targets after this. It's gonna start walking this way because it's like fuck it. Iri, it's your turn.
Cool. So I'm assuming we all saw the fact that we couldn't approach the moat of light.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe I'll suggest to Rongrim, maybe if you can, try to retreat.
Well, Rongrim's unconscious. He's just
he's
stable.
unconscious. Okay,
Yeah.
he's a little most. Okay, he can't hear anything. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm gonna sidestep over here and then try to pull this guy closer to me.
Okay. Strength save for 13. Nope.
Oh.
Did you yank him closer? Dude, what were the rolls today for me? For 1 point of lightning damage. He didn't roll that low. But he is now closer. Oh. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's like,
Okay,
anything else for your turn?
that's it.
All right. Once he gets closer, he immediately tries to get away from you as he gets into the light. Disengage. To about right here. So use his action to disengage.
Oh wow. Okay, so his next action. Got it.
Yeah. Ash, it's your turn.
Is there any penalties for casting in melee?
No. That's like 3rd edition stuff.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So I can probably just cast Cure Wounds, I guess,
Okay.
on myself.
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
That was
I'm dead.
disappointing.
Welcome back, just in time.
So I gained 5 health, I guess.
Affirmative, yes.
Alright. I think it already did it, didn't it?
I did that real quick. Sometimes if I have the ability, I'll just do it really fast.
And I can't move away from this skeleton without taking an attack of opportunity, correct?
Affirmative, yes.
I guess I'll just, and I can't do anything else because I did that, so yeah, I guess I'm done.
Okay. Nyx, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use. So sorry. Just bring me up to speed. Has anybody taken a significant amount of hits since I was up?
Everybody, but there's some there are less skeletons slightly.
I see. Okay. Has Iri gone over and picked up the moat thing, or is it still just kind of sitting on the ground there?
It's still sitting on the ground there.
Okay, so I kind of gathered that the thing like walked into the light and then kind of recoiled.
Yes.
So I'm gonna yell something to that effect. I'm gonna dash to grab it,
Okay.
and then down this way towards Ash, which I think I should be able to do if I'm dashing. I can measure it out. That's 10 plus, so that's a total of 35.
Okay. Yep.
And then I'm going to attack this guy.
All right. Yeah. Go for it. Oh yeah. No, he's gone. So, 12 plus. Oh, that's. Oh yeah. He's. You nuke him as you go ahead and you dash up. He sees the light and he begins to recoil and freeze up. And you take that moment to like run up his body really quick, and you stab right to where his heart would have been maybe a long time ago, and he just collapses to a clatter of bones.
Perfect. Eo.
Okay. It was his turn, and he's done. Let's see. That's right, he gave up on going after Nyx. It's going to fire a short bow at you, Iri, because it can't get closer to you. Ah, nope. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just that is a bad rolling skeleton. Anyways, Iri, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna close the distance and whack at it.
Oh crap! I just realized, because now I can see it because of the light. This pillar of light is touching this skeleton.
Is that? Oh, okay.
Well, it would not have stopped there, so you had to go there.
Gotcha.
Let's see. But yeah, 8. 8 as you go ahead and you slash at it. It quickly reacts, brings its bow up to block that. Bow gets a little damage, but it doesn't get damaged itself. Anything else for your turn?
I'm good for now.
Let's see. This one, you are a prime target. Short bow toward you, Iri. Nope. As it just fumbles. Rongrim, you're a pretty cool guy. But anyways, Ashes, your turn.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Let's see. Is Nick still holding the bauble of light, or did she drop it?
She's still holding it. I just put it there so that I can see it.
Okay.
You can, I guess you can take it from me, but I can't give it to you if it's not my turn, right? Is that how it works?
I mean, technically, Ash could take it, free action, if you're not resisting it.
Sure. I'll just take it and then let's see how far I can. Should be able to move next to this guy. take it. I'll move up here, and then I'll hit this guy.
Okay.
So I should have moved the light with me too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, 19 for 8, which is just enough to take it out. As it's trying to fight against Iri, it turns its head just in time to catch you lopping off its head. One clean swipe. Anything else for your turn, Ash?
Sorry about that.
No worries. Nyx, it is your turn.
Okay. I think there's only one left. And I think that if I dash, I can make it just to him.
You certainly can.
By the way, Iri, is this better?
It still sounds far away to me, but it's alright.
I mean, it's as close to my face as I can pretty much get it because it's attached to my mic, attached to my headphones. Alright, and then I'm just going to take a swing at this guy with my short sword.
Oh, did your headphone get disconnected?
Unplugged it and replugged it in.
Oh,
There
yeah,
we go.
much better.
Yeah.
Much better right now.
Oh, okay, interesting. It looked
Yeah.
like it was in as much as it's in now.
Call
but-
tech support. It's like, okay, well, ma'am, did you go ahead and you turn off the computer? Is your computer plugged in? There you go. That's your problem, ma'am. Let's see. As you go ahead and you leap up toward it. Oh yeah, that finishes off. As you go ahead, you dash full speed, little gnome legs. As you leap up into the air, you stab at its like where its inner thigh would be. You cut away, you cut away. It's like where its inner thigh would be. It comes down to your height, and then you just punch it or pierce it right into the skull, and whatever essence was there holding it fades away. I believe.
I've been zipping all over this map for the last 2 turns.
I was like, ha! Ha! But that takes us out of combat.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna take this little moat, carry it with me, and then go over it. Rongrim is unconscious, is that right?
He is unconscious.
If I heal him, does that wake him up?
It does. You would know that it does, yes.
Okay. Can I just to start off with burn one point from my lay on hands, heal him for 1 to wake him up?
Certainly. And I made a new thing for you. Like, so there's a macro. If you lay on hands, it'll ask you for an amount, and it'll actually take away from your lay on hands. So it helps keep track of that now for you,
Okay.
for future reference. So Rongrim, you like, you are awake. You are conscious.
All right. So I can burn a
Why
healing.
did this keep happening to me?
You probably need a better helmet. Should I?
They just underestimate us girls and go for you first, I guess.
You're too studly, man. I'm sorry. So I can burn a spell slot to heal him, or I can burn a more lay on hands to heal him. You guys have a thought? Last time I burned all my lay on hands, somebody got poisoned. Now I'm afraid if I burn all my spell slots, then somebody's gonna need that too. So,
Rongrim, I think you.
It's okay. I can take care of myself.
I would beg to differ a little bit.
Oh, Jesus. Shots fired.
Whew, elves, man.
Take 1d4 fire damage for that burn.
But like I said, it's up to you. It's up to you, Rongrim, if you want to burn it or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use my cure wounds.
Yeah. So go ahead and cast it. So like you watch as Rongrim reaches into like like one of the pouches, like in his like along his like belt with baubles and everything, and he pulls out this like kind of like this thick salve, and you watch as he kind of starts rubbing it onto like where his wound is. And you see like it visibly kind of begins closing up. Because artificers, man. But anyways, the swamp grows quiet, and eventually, like the swamp life, like the little crickets and the frogs and everything else, begin kind of filling in that space again as combat subsides. What would you like to do?
I imagine these skeletons are too torn up to actually have anything on them, but it might be worth finding out if they died with any money. Then we should probably keep turning the lighthouse.
Yeah, checking them over, like they are just armor scraps, rusted weapons, pretty useless parts.
Figured as much, but there's always the odd chance that one of them died with a belt.
Oh yeah, of course. It's like this
Alright.
is the Holy Avenger.
All right, you guys want to keep turning this lighthouse?
Might as well keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, maybe we can find a little light moat. Seems to be pretty useful.
All right, turning it again. Sorry, I have to find it. Oh, here we go. Got to remember where these are. Because that light makes it tough. I have to move this over here. Actually, hold on. One sec, I have to change my GM opacity. Nope, that light's just too distracting, no matter where I turn it. So yeah, you guys are essentially continue to turn it until eventually you lay your eyes on another one of those moats out in the swamp that direction.
All right, let's wait out and get it.
Yeah, for the sake of brevity, like Iri, you're able to kind of quickly go find it, grab it. Oh, sorry, it's not on the screen. Yeah, you're able to quickly go find, grab it. You now have two of these motes of light.
Great.
And I'd say like within time, because you're not rushed at this point, you are able to rotate it around to essentially find a third mote of light in that direction, right behind where the boat is. Okay, you sweep a few times, but you realize there's only these three motes of light. But outside of when you have these three motes of light collected, nothing appears to change outside of that.
Are they all real close to each other?
I mean, it depends. Like, do you have them all together?
Just stack them up near the lighthouse. Look to see if there's any spots on the lighthouse that require motes of light, or look like they could be inserted.
Because you guys have the description, so essentially it's like I said, there's like the wide base, and it kind of like about midway up, you can see like there's the four spokes. Above that, there's the kind of that lantern housing, and then of course on top is the actual dish itself.
Should we just pile them all in the dish and see what happens?
Let's just start with putting one in the dish and see what happens.
Sure.
You put one into the dish. Nothing.
You guys want to add a second one?
Yeah, keep going.
All right, you put a second mote of light into the top dish. Nothing.
All right, let's add the third one.
Third one in there. A moment passes. Nothing. Nothing changes.
What if we put them in where the light is now, like where we lit it?
You mean in the beam of the flashlight?
Well, the beam is coming out of the actual dish. There's like an orb of light, like an orb of flame. It's like this kind of like continual flame, and the beam is coming from the flame itself. And it's like it's hovering like just slightly over the dish.
We might just need to take these with us and use them somewhere else too. There's nothing on here that can use them. Can we like look around the island a bit? There's nothing else on this island, right?
Did we like do a good, check of the altar? Poke around it? That's it? Only.
Checked and he said there's just the spokes and the dish and there's no like.
There's the base, there's the spokes, there's the lantern housing, and there's the dish.
And none of them have any like indentations or holes or.
Nope, not that you can see. It's just like I said. There's The lantern housing is like when you lit that flame in there, the flame went out and then became the flame in the dish. But the lantern housing is essentially empty at this point.
Well, can we try putting one of the light motes in the lantern?
If you'd
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean.
to. Sure. Who wants to do that?
I'll do it.
Okay. Ash, give me a dexterity saving. I'm kidding. Ash, you come up. You place one of the motes of light into the lantern housing, and let's see. Did that react? Let's see. I know Roll20 made some changes, so. There we go. And you watch as the light given off by the orb grows brighter.
Okay, do we want to put the rest of them in there too? Because there's only one lantern, right?
From what you can see, yes.
From what I can see. Can I check for other lanterns?
You can certainly try. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah, a quick scan of the immediate space. This seems to be the only structure in the immediate
All right,
area.
you guys want to put another mote into the lantern, see what happens?
Yeah, put them all in.
Yeah, put them all in.
Okay, you put the second one in. You watch as the light from the orb grows brighter. And like any of the skeletons that are like the remains that are in there, as the light expands and they get bathed in that light, they begin to melt, or not melt, but like burn away into ash. As the third one comes in, you watch as like I have this large orb of light. As whatever remainder is around, they all burn away as well. And as the light is sitting there expanding, everyone give me a perception check. Let's see, 10 from Ash, 16 from Nyx, 15 from Rongrim. Iriana, you notice as the light is expanding out, like, you know, the undead are burning away. You notice that the log that's actually, right here, you can see that as the light hits it, there are as the light hits it like from an angle, there are these runes. They're like these runes that are kind of scrawled across it. What languages do you speak?
Let's see real quick.
Oh, I can put them in the chat really quick. Oh, you're missing one language. You didn't pick a lower language, but looking at it, you see like, you know, there's like the runes going across it. But as you get closer and you see like the actual trunk itself is hollow, you can see there's something actually inside, kind of sticking up in the wood underneath where the runes are. It looks like a... Sorry, let me pull up my thing. It looks like a... there's actually... Sorry, there are two items in there. What looks like a small metallic bar, and the other one is kind of like an odd J almost shape.
Does that J shape look like one of the keys we found earlier?
It does look pretty similar.
And what is the metallic bar like?
Do you want to take a closer look?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So it's essentially it looks like it's the same material, if not a different color as the other piece. So it does look like it's one of these geometric shapes as well. You see, like both of them are sticking up into the wood itself, on the opposite side of where the rune is on the exterior of the tree trunk. What would you like to do?
Can I tell anything about the rune?
Give me an Arcana check. Oh, wow, 21. Looking at it, studying it really fast, the language doesn't speak out to you, but you do see that there's a faint magical essence that permeates from it. Obviously, without detect magic, you can't tell what kind of magic it is or anything of that nature. But there's like definitely a faint magical essence to it. Oh damn! I'm trying to think what I can give you with the Arcana check. The Arcana check, you definitely know, the inscription that's there is definitely magical in nature, and it seems to have some relation to the items on the opposite side, on the interior of the actual trunk itself.
Can't tell if it's like a warning or just a spell or.
What languages do you speak?
Let's see. Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
No, none of those languages.
Well, you guys want to just take them out and see what happens?
Does anyone else want to take a look? Maybe they know some languages?
I think I only really know Common, Gnomish, and Thieves' Cant, so it's probably not going to.
And I only know Common and Dwarf.
All
right, well, so we've got two objects inside this tree. There's runes on the outside that seem to be magical in nature. We want these objects, right? So we might as well just take them.
Yeah, assuming it's not trapped, so let's see.
Probably all not stand together. So
That's a good point.
Do you want to direct grab it?
somebody
Me?
who still
I'm not in the best of health.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
all right, well, let me move back.
Okay. Nyx, you go ahead. You go ahead and you reach for them. You grab like the one that's closest to you. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh no.
Okay. As you go and you touch it, the arcane runes that are on the exterior of the trunk pulse one after another, and suddenly there's this arcane lightning energy that just explodes from the exterior of the tree trunk, from the rune. You take 23 points of lightning damage as you are like thrown back 10 feet. The rune is essentially gone, but you take 23 points of lightning damage. I believe that knocks you unconscious.
Oh yeah, I'm out.
But
Goddamn.
yeah, but the runes are gone.
Most of them are gone.
They're all gone. Because it was like runes that were like listed all together, and as soon as she touched it, they all lit up and just.
All right. Well, I will lay on hands her for one. Bring her back up.
3.
Three what?
DM inspiration for that reference. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Jurassic Park, essentially. Like where he goes 1, he's about to jump off the thing. 1, 2, and he gets electrocuted, and then when he wakes up, 3. It's not as funny when I explain it, but but DM inspiration for that. But yeah, the exterior of the trunk is like completely singed and blackened, but it still has its integrity.
All right. I would go pick them up, but I think I'm the only one left that can cast healing spells. So do you guys want me to pick it up?
I will pick it up. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Okay, Iri, you go over there. You kind of psych yourself up a little bit. Got this. Yeah. You reach in, and they're a bit warm to the touch. And in fact, there's like a bit of a what's it called? Like a static shock as you go to test it. Like ooh, but they're harmless. As you're able to go ahead and quickly collect them, and you now have 2 additional geometric keys. That's one.
So both of them are keys.
They are both keys.
How many keys do we have now? I don't know.
I
3, I
believe-
think.
Let's see. I can give you that answer. I have another page. I have another page with all the keys. You have 5 keys so far.
They fit together in sort of any sort of pattern? Can we like make a complete rectangle or something out of them?
They don't have to any. Sorry, you could in a sense like messing around with them. You can definitely see like there are places where they can fit together, but there's no grooves or anything that actually keep them together. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we have enough to like tile a square area or something like that. If that's what we need them for.
At the current moment, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
I guess you're gonna need more Blue's Clues, but
Okay.
But you now have like I said, after doing that, you now have 5 pieces. Let's see. Now, Ashley, you see like the altar is still coming off this glowing like kind of like this glowing light still. Oh wait, actually, Actually, no. Sorry. I probably just spoiled it for myself. Oh well. Go ahead and give me an investigation check because I mentioned something. So now it's one of those things where it's like.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
What you cut out?
Oh, did I cut out?
You said something investigation. Give you an investigation check.
Yeah. Give me a very quick investigation check. Because I mentioned something. Okay. Nope. Nothing stands out to you.
All right. Do we see any other logs with runes in the area? I think probably just check. Sure.
Looking around, and Iri with her investigation. Actually, what did Iri get? Oh no, perception. 19 on perception. Looking around, that was the only log within this realm of light. This orb of light that had anything that had any kind of runes or kind of arcane anything that was standing out.
Okay. And you said I don't see anything different or unusual about the altar thing itself.
Correct.
All right, are we done here then? Question for everybody else.
You don't see anything else, right?
As far as you know.
I think Nyx is done. I think Rongrim's kind of done too.
Is the lantern detachable?
It is not. It is like built into this stone structure.
Okay. Well,
What about the moats?
Yeah, I want to take the moats.
Yeah.
They come in handy.
Yeah, as you go ahead and you can you can grab them and you can take them out and they.
Can we like divvy up the moats? Because I'm just saying they're kind of useful.
Yeah, if you want to, you certainly can.
Yeah, so we get 3 motes of light.
Mm-hmm. And they have so essentially their light radius is 5 bright light, 5 dim light. So essentially it gets like when you have it, it's like 10 feet of light, if that makes sense.
How does that compare to a torch? Torches see further, right?
Torch is like 20, but torch is 20 bright light, 20 dim light.
Okay, but undead don't care about torches. Don't seem to light.
At least in your experience, they certainly don't.
All right. Well, I think maybe each of the melee people a light. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, I think that sounds good to me.
Sure.
That sounds most agreeable.
Okay, so with you guys finishing up here, you guys now have 2 additional keys, which brings your total key count up to 5. You now have those 3 motes of light. Make sure you put those down in your inventory, or 1 mote of light for each person. And they're pretty weightless. They're probably like they're like 0.1 pounds. There we go. So if you have to have like a weight. But that will essentially be a good point for us to go ahead and wrap up. We can talk about like where you guys want to start heading off next, and we'll build out in that direction. But the next time we actually get to play, you guys will officially be level 4.
Awesome.
I say
Hooray.
I say really quick, if you guys want to go ahead and go to your character sheets and roll a hit die, so we just get what your hit points are going to be for the level. Oh, where is Nyx on my screen? Nyx, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm sitting in the canoe.
Oh, you're in the canoe. Oh, you're just so red.
I'm ready to go.
Like,
Fuck this place.
that's a very fair assessment. You can kick out that skeleton that was collapsed in there. Let's see. So, oh wow.
I clicked.
So the only one I'm missing is Ash. If you go into your character sheet,
Nice
hit die.
job, Iri. Damn, nice guys.
Wow, great
So do
rolls.
Can I add that to? Okay, you just did.
Yeah. So you guys don't. So raise your hit point maximum, the amount, and raise your current hit point amount. That amount. So, damn. The tanky people both increased by 12 hit points. Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of nice since I rolled like bottom of the barrel for the first two.
Sometimes it happens. So yeah. So you're gonna gain 12 hit points and you're gonna heal 12 hit points. If that makes sense.
I'm sorry, you cut out us for a second.
Oh, you're gonna gain 12 hit points and heal 12 hit points.
Cool.
So let's see. So that means you become 37 hit points, and then so you guys got it. So nice. So I'll make sure I get those new stat cards updated. And obviously with level 4, there's a couple of different things you guys will be able to get, and we'll essentially go over that. But in the meantime, and I'll obviously players hang out for a second. But in the meantime, for everybody else, thanks for tuning in this Easter Sunday. I hope everybody has a good time. I hope that good times come back and everything goes back to normal sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, we'll be here next month. Who knows? Maybe sooner because we ain't got nothing to do. But everybody have a good night. Bye.